What's going on, good people of the internet? It is time for ShootTheBreezeComics.com's flagship podcast, panel to panel, where a bunch of guys shoot the breeze and talk about comic books and such. We are here for episode 15, with finally the 15 episodes. Thank God we are here, and it's time to talk about the amazing comics that we love. There's all kinds of crazy news, all kinds of different topics, and all kinds of controversial bull crap that we are going to talk about this week here on episode 15. On my left, we have Zane the Darkness. Say hello, Zane.
Hi.
We have in the middle, Carlos Melendez. Say hello, Carlos.
15 episodes and they still haven't canceled this show yet? Very nice.
And on to our right, we have Ronald from YouDon'tReadComics.com. Say hello, Ronald, and give your plugs if you need to, sir.
Thank you.
How am I on your right, though? Like, we're not even in the same room. How did you get the directional...
Because I just go by the different squares that are on the Skype call.
The squares. Squares. That makes sense.
Yeah, this used to be a video chat type thing, but we decided that didn't really make a lot of sense.
Well, I could put it on YouTube, but like the thing is, Zane was the one dude who wouldn't get on camera, so like we just stopped doing it.
Why would you put it on YouTube?
No, I got on camera sometimes. I just had to put a mask on.
All right, but yeah, Ronald, you want to tell the people where you're from?
And hey, I got plenty of masks. I got my Power Rangers helmet coming. So.
Oh gosh.
Oh, who'd you order from, Aniki?
Oh no, I got the movie version.
I mean, Aniki's launching his movie once in September. You could have just got it for Aniki.
Man, fuck Aniki.
I say the same.
I doubt he's even gonna have the accurate texture. Fuck that.
He has the best stuff, man.
He still monopolizes the entire market. Still, like it doesn't matter unless you go to the Philippines.
Has he actually shown any pictures of it having the accurate texture?
I mean, he's released
the movie suits suck, though. I love the movie, but the movie suits aren't that good.
I'm not talking about the movie suits. I'm just talking about the movie helmet and the way that it's made.
Okay,
that's fair.
You guys it's like a bowling ball.
Yeah.
The paint job.
And plus, the overall outfit is fucking beautiful if you actually look at it.
It's all crystal and junk. It's freaking awesome.
Like, yeah, I like how it looks like, you know, the actual, like, crystallized on their bodies. That's basically,
I hated
like...
everyone was like, it looks like Iron Man. I'm like, stupid people.
Like, no, if, like, I'm pretty sure I brought this up, like, but if you actually look at the original 95 Power Ranger suits, and then you look at these new ones, you could tell that they took a lot of influence from those.
Oh, definitely.
Like, a lot. Like, just look at the chest piece, the midsection area, the boot area. Like, they took a lot of inspiration from that.
Let's start off with some juicy news that we had. Okay, so late last week.
Pause. I just went to the Anarchy page and I saw the Red Ranger helmet. Dude, that shit is so over exaggerated, and plus there's so many areas that are inaccurate.
Google Anarchy cosplay in the middle of the freaking podcast. God.
Yeah,
who the fuck brought up Anarchy in this?
I think it was when we were talking about the helmets.
Well, yeah. Talking about the helmets, I'm looking at the Red Ranger skull right now. I'm like, that's so over exaggerated. It's ridiculous. Nothing like the movie, but whatever.
I'm on their Shopify. I don't see it.
It's on their Facebook page. It's on their Facebook page. Just go to the Facebook.
Damn it. We're in the middle of a podcast. I'll do this later. Okay.
This is important.
All right, so
no, seriously.
It is important. I'm actually like a really big Power Rangers guy.
Same.
Really big.
Zane, just send the image to the group chat.
No,
one of the most important features that I noticed on that Anarchy one is that the chin area is all wrong.
Yeah, the chin looks weird. I'm looking at the sculpt right now. It looks like they're just gonna try to make a normal version of their normal helmets, but like stylized in the movie version. And it's not gonna work.
No.
Just send it to the Skype call.
Everything on that helmet is ridiculously exaggerated. I'm looking at it right now. It's like I'll show you pictures of the actual freaking helmet, but I'll do it later.
All right. Well,
you can put it in the Skype call.
No, because I can't have the sound effects in the recording. Okay. Let's get into the actual news here. So late last week, we got some information from Marvel Comics about the Marvel Legacy event. That's basically going to be their version of Rebirth, but not really because they're not changing anything, and it's just annoying. But we got the pictures of the first ever Avengers team from 1 million BC, and. Oh my gosh, what is this? It's literally Odin. Let me pull the picture again. Avengers.
It's Odin. It's Luis on a mammoth.
I'd cosplay that Black Panther though.
Oh, that Black Panther was tight though.
I didn't really get a good look at it, but it'd be awesome if it was like, what is Black Panther? Is it like one of T'Chaka's ancestors?
Well, no, the whole,
I mean, it goes all the way
the
back.
Black
It
Panther
goes
is
all the
that
way
it's
back.
passed down from generation to generation.
No,
So-
the Black Panther one is like the only one that makes sense.
Well, no, you got
straight
Black
up with-
Panther. You had the first ever Iron Fist, who was a female.
Is Thor Boar? Is it Boar?
No,
That's Thor.
it's Odin. It says Odin on the picture.
Thor. Okay.
Odin makes sense, except I don't see Odin being an Avenger. I mean,
No.
hate to say it, guys,
You got
but Odin
Odin.
really doesn't give a
But
fuck
you-
about
but-
people.
Yeah, he doesn't. But the thing is, like, when you like read Ultimates and stuff like that, they talk about time being broken and like the past and the future. Neither one are like constant. They keep changing. So I think with the legacy thing is like they're gonna change the entire back history of Marvel. Maybe
They're
I don't know.
basically trying to justify how everyone was hating on their legacy characters and saying, "Hey, everybody's a legacy character," and it's like
Even
really?
the Avengers. But it's like, at least, like, honestly, the Ultimates thing, I wish that it was more of a forefront for Marvel. But Marvel does not give a fuck about the Ultimate series, which is
No, and
unfortunate.
they're canceling. They don't care.
It's their best
I mean,
series, though.
I mean, it's arguably probably their best series, but I mean, it's for a certain crowd. Not everybody.
You could argue if it's their best. I mean, I'm sure people have other preferences, but it is one of
I
their
still
best.
say
Definitely,
Nick Spencer.
definitely.
I still
Al
say
Ewing's
Nick
probably
Spencer's
the best
Captain America
writing.
is the best thing right now.
See, yeah, you can argue that too. Yeah.
Secret Empire's been really solid, honestly.
But
Yeah.
we'll get to that.
Fucking
I have words about that. We'll get to that. But
Fucking
Well,
awesome.
they did something stupid, I remember.
This lineup here, we have Thor holding Mjolnir, which raises so many questions. We have Odin holding Mjolnir.
You said Thor, I was like, we just said it was Odin.
Yeah, I know.
I haven't seen the picture in a while. Is the hilt short or long? Like on
I
the
think
hammer?
it's short.
Short.
It looks like it's barely fitting
this
his
might be
hand.
a casual question,
What?
but how is Odin holding Mjolnir? I thought the hammer was designed specifically for Thor.
No, I think it's
Past
because,
doesn't matter anymore. Things are weird now.
Oh, yeah,
that
you're right.
And
Okay,
because like Odin helped create it by having people make it for him. So
Yes,
in any case,
he helped create it, but he's never wielded it before, is what I'm trying to say.
Yes. So we have Odin holding Mjolnir. We have Agamotto, who's not just like Agamotto is an actual real person. That's a thing.
Yeah, I think Agamotto being there is pretty awesome.
We have the first ever
James-
Ghost Rider on a mammoth.
James, Agamotto
That makes no sense right there. But isn't Ghost Rider the first Ghost Rider? Wasn't before it was just the spirit of Zarathos or whatever?
yes. It was Zarathos. Before he was
Zarathos
combined
could
to
have
a human
been
host.
anything, but then again, there was the White Ghost Rider back in the day, and technically you can make the assumption, especially
Like there were
with
previous Ghost Riders.
Yeah,
whatever. Like I said, the past doesn't even matter. None of this matters. I don't even know
Marvel's
where they're
just
going.
ruined everything at this point.
I don't know why they come up with things like this. Like, do they test this stuff? Like, I'm a fan. Like, I would love to be tested on these things. Like,
I would
review
love
it
this
and
stuff.
like test the audience. Like, see if I would like this. Like,
Well, apparently-
like things like this and Monsters Unleashed, I'd just be like, no, I wouldn't buy that. No.
Well, like
Oh.
apparently they showed this stuff to retailers, and retailers were like, "No, don't do this," and they didn't listen to retailers. So apparently, retailers told them no, but that they're going with it anyway because they're trying to fix their universe. But it's just,
But yeah, James, back to your point. Agamotto is a person. All the people that like Strange asked for spells permissions from are actually people
Yeah, they're just like
that were just
long
his.
gone, like the Crimson Bands of Sidorak. Sidorak is a thing. It's like a thing.
okay.
It's like
I'm not
if
a
one
big
of those
fan
people were to
of guys, I don't
reject
know.
Strange's,
Yeah.
if like one of those people were to reject Stephen Strange's request to use that spell, he couldn't use it. He was
Oh,
powerless.
okay.
It's
So
like
they-
Naruto when they summon the animals.
Yeah, basically. But I mean, in terms of this, honestly, I would have loved this to have been like an Elseworld thing.
Yeah, that's been pretty tight.
But the fact that you're telling me
that's
that
what
it's
I thought
canon,
it was originally. Yeah.
the fact you're telling me this is canon now, and this is the actual new, basically status quo canon for the MCU. That the original Avengers were not even original Avengers, it pisses me off.
Yeah.
Now, if this were like the Ultimate Universe or some shit, where it was just a different universe, I would have been cool with that. And I would have been like, that's an awesome concept.
Well, because like I'm looking at this lineup and I'm like Odin kind of makes sense because you use the justification that like he was worthy at one point. You have Agamotto.
Odin makes no sense, James.
It doesn't make any sense. Like Odin, created the universe according to Odin, so it doesn't make any sense why
And
he
like I
worked with
said,
these.
I don't see any reason for Odin to come down and fight for mortals. It'd be like Zeus coming down to fight
and
for
plus, as
mortals.
much as
It doesn't
Odin
make any
Are they
sense.
on?
Immortals, and
Are they
everybody's
even
on
on
Odin.
Earth? Like they have to be on Earth, right?
It's
Why is
10,000
Odin-
BC,
He's
so
Odin.
it has to be Earth.
It's 1
Yes,
million
it has to
BC.
be.
Yeah, it's Odin.
Oh, 1 million
Yeah,
BC.
it
my
doesn't
bad.
make any sense. Doesn't make any sense.
I mean, okay, so like we have Odin with Mjolnir. We have a Ghost Rider on a mammoth. We have Agamotto. We have.
Were there even people? 10 million? Oh, I guess.
I don't know. We got Caveman Woman Phoenix, which is just weird.
I mean,
and the Phoenix wasn't. It's not even really from our galaxy, is it? It's not from.
But it keeps returning to Earth, so the assumption can be made that like.
But the first time it came there, I keep saying bringing up points, but then I realized that they're changing the entire.
They're changing the entire canon. Nothing makes sense anymore.
Yeah. What they should have done, in my opinion, is just gone with like what a lot of guys like who read heavy think that is like the Bible, the backbone of Marvel's history. Earth X. They should have just made Earth X canon.
Yeah, if Earth X was canon, that'd have been dope.
Yeah.
We have
Earth X explains so many things.
Yeah, that would be a lot better, to be honest.
I like that Earth X was basically like Marvel's Kingdom Come. You know,
it was, and so many things in Earth X happened. Like eventually, the Terrigen bomb, Storm and Panther, all those things happened. You know.
Yeah. Did you see that Storm and Panther are back together? Oh my gosh.
I don't want to talk about this, man.
Oh, I'm so excited.
It's funny that you mentioned this because
it's nice to see Chadwick Boseman and Halle Berry together.
Me and Rob. We literally talked about how last time like how that was a bullshit relationship in the first place.
I don't care.
Oh yeah, it's like Superman and Wonder Woman.
It is like Superman and Wonder Woman. Good comparison. It was basically just a shock value gimmick marriage that had nothing really there.
It's like hey, you're black, I'm black. We're both moderately powerful. Hey, let's get married.
And we're the most popular superheroes.
Well, no, it's just
like James. I read some of Black Panther's run from 2007. I was not a big fan of their marriage. They didn't really have any chemistry.
Well, no, because here's
other than being royals. That was it.
Because here's the thing. It could have been rectified down the line by a better writer. But what my problem was how.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. A good writer can write anything. So
it could have been rectified. But then they were like, no, we're not gonna try to fix it. We're not gonna try to rock with it. We're literally going to have Black Panther annul the marriage because Namor flooded Wakanda. I'm like, really, man?
It was so cold, dude.
Really, man?
So cold. That line, that panel is still hilarious.
He was like, "Oh, I had the high
even
priest."
Though AVX sucked.
He's like, I had the high priest annul our marriage, but you're the high priest.
James,
exactly.
As mad as you, as mad as you can be about that marriage being just fucking nope, no more. You gotta love the fact that Namor was the cause of it.
And then when Namor comes back to Wakanda during New Avengers, and Black Panther tells him, "I really want to kill you."
Hickman turned that whole thing around and made it like a great rivalry, man.
Exactly.
I mean,
that was so good.
I remember the issue that Black Panther killed, quote unquote, Namor.
Well, Namor's been died like 5 times.
I bought like 3 of those, 3 copies of that book.
Wait, Namor? Didn't the Squadron Supreme bring Namor back to life?
And then they killed him again, and now.
Oh god!
Basically, Namor has died like 3-4 times in the past 3 years, and it's out of control.
It really depowered him, man. He's like,
and now he's back to life, and he's Captain Hydra's bitch, and it's like, dude, you have no life.
Dude, James,
everybody's just a bitch except for Magneto and Panther. Magneto and Panther, that's it.
Like Black Panther straight up was just what?
Do you know who else has been like killed off 3 times metaphorically in comics books?
What?
In like the last 3 years, Star-Lord.
You're right. They keep canceling his comic, but
Dude, Marvel is trying so hard to make Star-Lord work, and they're trying so hard to
make Star-Lord a thing. He's like Space Indiana Jones.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's the fact that they keep seeing the sales drop. So like, we'll reboot it again, and then they're like, nope, we'll reboot it again. It's like,
you know why? Because Guardians is so popular, like movie-wise, they figure that it has to sell. Like, all you gotta do is keep dropping #1s, and people who watch the movies will come and buy the #1 at least.
Yeah, and then
and the next issue, Star-Lord becomes God.
And it's like we won't just have one hardcore Guardians book that will push harder than anything.
How do Rocket and Groot have solo books on their own so much?
Exactly, they have
books?
One book for Guardians, and then they have a book that ties into the movie, and then they have a solo book for every one of them.
Marvel's biggest problem, period, right there. So many books. I actually am enjoying, I haven't actually seen an issue in a while. Maybe it's pushed back. Gamora.
Oh, Gamora's amazing right now, and then
Nicole Pearl, she's a beast.
So
she's
good.
A great writer.
But it's just like it doesn't need to exist. But it's just
Like I love how many times the Guardians have been like retconned to cater to the movies.
It's everything now, and I guess we'll get to that to the Domino thing later. But Like Negasonic Teenage Warhead, like in Mercs from Mouth, she got kind of retconned to be like the movie. Like she was dead. Like, oh, just bring her back to life and make her like the movie, and people will buy it.
To be honest, though, I didn't really like that is a problem within its own right. But considering Negasonic Teenage Warhead never really amounted to anything.
Yeah, she was never anything in to begin with.
I didn't have a problem with her in the movie, other than like she was. I think was it. It was one of the X-Men's favorite students. I don't remember which character, and then she died on Genosha, and I was like, "Well, there she goes." Oh God.
All right. Well then, back to the list. We have a caveman who has the Star Brand power, which for some reason they made him look like the Hulk.
Don't remember Star Brand.
I don't. I barely know who Star Brand is.
You don't remember New Avengers, Star Brand, man. New Avengers. It's kind of like it's not like the uni power. It's more like
I remember Star.
I would say it's close to the cosmic the quantum bands. His power is kind of close to the cosmic. Yeah.
But like he looks like a caveman.
I think he actually made the last Quasar made the last Star Brand made the new Quasar, I think.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure.
Kind of similar to
Quasar. Man, the only Quasar I know of is Lost Galaxy.
There you go. But then the last member is a female Iron Fist. And it's just like, did you need to do that?
I would love to see that.
I mean, we already got a small Asian one in the new, issues of Iron Fist. So, why not?
That's different. But
how is the Iron Fist book going?
The current Iron Fist book is
good.
The
art is complete.
It looked like Mortal Kombat. Were they like a tournament or something?
Yeah, the new Iron Fist book is good. But then there's the digital one where they're bringing in the new little girl who was in the Immortal run because everyone bitched.
Always suck. They always suck.
Well,
straight to digital.
Yeah, it's straight to digital. It's only on Comixology.
Hey, have you seen the art? It's complete ass cheese.
Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible.
Okay, I would say the new Iron Fist series is kind of cool in my opinion because it reminds me of a good old Bruce Lee Enter the Dragon type flick.
Yeah, that's what's good about it.
That's how Iron Fist book should be.
At least like the first 2 issues. I haven't read past that, but it was basically like the Mortal Kombat tournament. Yeah.
All right. But it's just like I'm looking at this.
Or like the kid where it's like all the best martial artists in one big tournament. It was really fucking good.
But it's just like, how do we feel about this Avengers BC shit? Because like,
all right, I'll tell you.
I told you I'm not buying it. Like, what the hell?
You ain't gonna even review it?
No, I mean, if it's really really bad, I'll review it.
If it's bad, I'll review it. If it's good, I'll leave it alone.
I mean, if it's good, I'll say something. I won't review it, but I'll say something.
Right.
Like, oh, what's good?
I'm all right with Agamotto being there because he's into magic. He could just say he's eternal or some shit. He's immortal or some shit, and that's how he's been around since like 100,000 BC or whatever the fuck. That's fine. Ghost Rider on a mammoth. That's a bit of a stretch, but all right, I guess.
Who the hell is the villain?
I don't know.
Why would they be avenging? What are they avenging at 10,000 BC? What are they avenging?
They're avenging
the dinosaurs
that died from the comment. That's what they're avenging.
Okay.
Yeah, the dinosaurs that wiped out from extinction. They're avenging them.
And with that kind of team, you're talking about like Agamotto and
Odin.
Who could they possibly be fighting? That sounds like more like a galactic team. That sounds like the freaking Annihilators. Like
this is like the Supreme Ultimates or something.
I know who they'll be avenging.
Who?
They'll be avenging this guy named Cole. The ancestor to Coulson.
Honestly, I mean, like you said, this team is
and that's how he became Son of Cole. There you go.
Like, dude, you have Odin, you have Agamotto, you have the Phoenix.
Like this is the Ultimates right here. This is what the Ultimates should be. Like, dear Lord.
They were like, spare no expense. Let's get as many heavy hitters in there as we can.
It's like, hey, you want to get your ass reamed? Run into this group.
Like I'm
at least there's no spider theme character.
Oh, thank God, yeah. What if they brought in like Morn Lund to come in and like be on this team? I'd probably cry. Like, oh,
dude, I dead ass think this team could take the Justice League.
This team would murder the Justice League.
Yeah,
like Agamotto and Phoenix alone. That's just, oh my gosh. But
and like I said, Odin would easily take Superman, but it's like, God.
Like this team alone makes me want to read the book just to see who they're fighting. Like I don't even care. I just want to know who they're freaking fighting.
I'm just gonna read
James just wants to see that Black Panther character. That's all James wants.
No, I care about why Odin randomly has a hammer and how the Phoenix is randomly on this Earth. That's what I care about.
Is there an Asian female Iron Fist, or is it just a female?
I think it's an Asian female Iron Fist, almost as if
Of
like
course.
Well, no, I think it's more of like how she was like always in Kunlun or something. That's what I get out of it, at least.
Wait, Asian and female? Oh, minority boxes. Check.
Oh god, this sounds like a train wreck on wheels. I don't really know how to feel about it.
Train wrecks are naturally on wheels, though. So
like, if you literally wanted to make like the JSA version of the Avengers, make it Elseworld. Fuck, man.
Legit.
God.
I don't know, but honestly, I guess we'll have to see into when it comes out.
I think by next month, DC is finally going to be up on them on sales, man.
Oh, dude!
Finally,
like, from last month's sales,
it was
we
close.
already know what's going
close.
to happen. We already know.
Yeah. I did not see this coming.
Like the legacy number, the legacy like numbers alone, like the pre-orders are already showing that Marvel's about to take some L's. It's very bad.
Oh, legacy! I'm excited for two legacy titles.
James, you act like Marvel taking L's is something new.
I mean, it's new in general. Like, it's new for this year. It's like they're taking so many L's this year.
I can count so many fucking L's that they've taken just this year. Come on.
Yeah, just this year. I mean, they just started taking L's this year. So, speaking of L's, I mean, I don't know what kind of order you're going in. They've been taking L's since
Miles was created.
What were you saying, Ronald?
I don't know what kind of order you're going in, but in the humans, that seems like it's going to be a huge.
Oh, dude. Oh my. Okay. We can just slide into that because we're done with this. So
you remember those shows? Like they used to come on when I was like a kid. I used to watch them like on Saturday morning. I think one of them was called like Mutant X. They're like a bunch of shows that used to come on. I didn't have cable. They were on TV, and they were like, yeah. No, Generation X was actually like X-Men. Generation X had Emma Frost, and it was. I think Generation X was like Generation X, but there was a couple other shows that were like spoofs of mutant shows. They used to come around like the same time as Hercules and Xena. And they used to really, really suck. And I think
that's what a human looks like.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. One of those shows.
Oh man. Honestly, though, for this like all-seen power line, I would have liked Silver Surfer to be here, but that would be too much power.
Carlos, we're moving on. Stop it.
Marvel don't want that.
All right, so let's move on to this Inhumans news. So apparently, the early press screenings of
we got more Inhumans.
Yes, the early press screenings for Inhumans are starting to come out with the reviews, and the reviews are saying that this show is worse than Iron Fist.
All right, first, how bad was Iron Fist? I didn't actually watch all.
Zane,
it was. Let me think.
Zane, take
I'm thinking about it because Luke Cage crashed and burned in the latter half of its season, and Jessica Jones was just kind of like overall mediocre. So I consider.
That's your opinion. Jessica Jones is awesome in mine.
I agree with that.
Yeah. No, she a dirty bitch, but but I'm saying that like the actual series Jessica Jones, it was kind of like remarkably average for what it was.
I think your problem. Zane was that it was a slow burn. Like I really Jessica Jones.
I'm saying Iron Fist is probably number 2 behind Daredevil.
You're nuts.
Wait, what?
You're nuts.
That's really
just overall in story and everything, it's more consistent than the others.
Oh God!
Everyone was saying Iron Fist was the worst of all the shows.
It is definitely is, in my opinion.
I'm saying that it's consistently good / decent. Which is better.
So what's good? What was good about Iron Fist? In your opinion,
Colleen Wig.
Listen.
All right. Let the man talk.
Okay, good.
Up until Cottonmouth got his shit stomped in, Luke was good, and then after that, it was complete ass cheese.
It was.
Yeah. Jessica Jones, like I said, it was good / mediocre. But it was kind of spotty for me. Like there was an episode here, episode there. It's like, oh, let's take one episode to focus on the fucking crack addict for no reason. It's like, and then do something else, and then like
he was a Power Ranger. It was
kind of spotty and inconsistent for me.
Yeah, you're right.
Like the only constant really was Kilgrave being good, and then that's basically it.
And even then, Kilgrave wasn't even the focal point of.
Yeah, he wasn't even the full fucking Purple Man. He didn't turn. That was just a complete disappointment.
No,
because he wasn't purple.
Too sparingly in that.
Purple Man wasn't purple.
No, I'm saying that like he was kind of. I felt like almost like he was nerfed a little, but like.
I mean,
like, he wasn't like full potential Purple Man. You know what I mean?
I think they nerfed it because of sensitivity.
That's fair.
You know.
Dr. Doom used Purple Man to take over the world once. He was fucking nerfed.
But my point is, Iron Fist. Even though I didn't like Iron Fist that much, I have to put it kind of like high-ish up on the list because it was consistently
meh.
No, it was consistently. It wasn't meh. I didn't see it as meh. I saw it like consistently good / decent. That was it. It had more consistency to it than Jessica Jones being spotty and Luke Cage falling off the fucking cliff after episode 6. So I don't know.
I mean, that's fair.
I kind of say Jessica Jones is interchangeable with Iron Fist, depending on the day, I guess, because they're not both great. They're good. And then Luke Cage is just like, what the fuck happened to you, man? Come on.
I mean, for me, that sweet spot was the first season of Daredevil.
You're focused too much on making creepy jokes and stomping Cottonmouth's shit in.
It wasn't stomping, it was using a mic stand.
Yeah, rather than writing us a good fucking show that was consistent.
Rather than
and then we get fucking militaristic Turbo Man at the end. Fuck off.
James literally killed off your best
God.
before doing anything with him.
No, Ronald. That costume was terrible.
It was.
All right, but anyway, people are saying that Inhumans presentation is worse than Iron Fist, and then we got a teaser for it on Marvel's Facebook page that showed freaking Surrender Swan as Medusa and the guy who's playing Maximus having a confrontation, and then Medusa using her hair, and that CGI was whack.
All right, wait. I wanted to ask something before we got into this.
What up?
What was everybody's thoughts on Daredevil Season 2? I didn't actually finish it.
You mean,
it was alright.
It was Punisher.
Yeah, it was.
You mean Iron Man 2? You mean Iron Man 2, the movie that was... it was set up Punisher and Elektra more than Matt? Yeah, I know.
It was Punisher.
Yeah, it was Punisher. It was Punisher show.
Yeah.
Because, like, for me...
Punisher Season 0.
And even then, you can't really say that, like, Daredevil Season 1 was particularly great because he didn't give a fucking costume until the last 10 minutes of the last episode.
I disagree with you because the costume, while I agree it was annoying that we didn't get it to the last episode, the quality of Daredevil was consistent.
I know. I'm saying Season 1 was, like, probably the best season to any of the Netflix shows.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there was shit that, irked me.
That's fair. But I'm saying for me anyway, it was like the golden standard, dude.
Fair enough. So what do we think of Medusa in her wax CGI hair, y'all?
I thought we already talked about that.
Yeah, the hair is like the most important thing, and like they just didn't deliver. Like, and I'm a big Inhumans guy. I love Black Bolt ever since like War Kings. After Annihilation, all of those stories. I really liked the Inhumans, and just they let me down, man. Hard. I probably still go see it in the IMAX.
Same.
Yeah,
but
see it, but it just looks so
I probably won't be watching the TV show. I probably
you tell me you're gonna waste all your money watching that shit in IMAX. You watch it.
I went and saw Green Lantern, man, and I saw it late, like after everybody already told me it was garbage. I went and saw Green Lantern, So I'm just gonna go on with the lowest expectations, and
it rises.
Like, cherry picking though, Green Lantern had some things in it that I did enjoy.
Stop it, Carlos. Stop it.
I'm being an ass. Like, just seriously, carry that suit over to Justice League. That's all I need you to do.
You want that CGI mask too, Carlos?
No, not the mask. Get a better mask. But I like.
I wasn't that much of a fan of the suit because it looked like it was ribbed. It looked like it was ribbed for her pleasure. So no, thank you.
Nah, I'm saying I liked the light effects on the suit. If you could give me something like that. You got to edit that one out, bud.
The only thing good about that film was Sinestro.
I agree.
I think it had a really good cast. I was disappointed that Blake Lively didn't get to play Star Sapphire, but other than that, man.
Honestly, the only positive that came out of like that movie for anyone was Blake Lively and Ronald Reynolds getting married.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
I'm like, hey, congrats, you met on a shit movie. Good job.
The biggest negative is that movie is the sole reason why I can hold James accountable for God John's behavior.
No, you will not question our Lord and Savior God Johns. We will talk about his glory.
Off on it.
We will talk about his his glory in a little bit.
Hey, Carlos. God fucks up all the time. Just look at James.
Oh, that's messed up.
Damn. Coming for you.
That was cold. All right. Okay. So how we feel about this in humans news, y'all? Like, what we think of this?
Question, actually.
I think it was a smart move for them to try to use Lockjaw as a Groot, if you will. But I don't think that's gonna save them at all.
As a what?
Groot, like a adorable, like like the mascot,
Well, he always has been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was going to ask Ronald, do you think it was ultimately a smart move for them to cancel the Inhumans movie to make it a TV show?
Yeah, because they probably knew they weren't gonna do the numbers. Like, if this was the route they were going, and with this cast and these effects, I think that the actors. Besides, I think Maximus was picked well. I don't like Karnak. I don't like Gorgon.
Yeah, you feel about Gorgon being randomly black for no reason.
Well, every character is randomly black for no reason nowadays. It's like, come on. I do think choice.
Yeah, Black Bolt.
This president made Black Bolt black.
Oh god, that'd have been an atrocity right there. That'd have been a freaking catastrophe.
I'm just gonna say this, James. I'll go on record to say this: the Inhumans TV show was a good idea, if only because I don't got to see Vin Diesel's dumb ass play Black
Bolt. Vin Diesel be a Black Bolt would have been hilarious.
No, shut your ass.
And it'd been hilarious because his one Marvel role he had before was a voiceover only, and then his other role would be
no non-speaking.
Yeah.
No, every time that he would talk, he's secretly whispering, "I don't got friends, I got family." Oh man.
No. Every time he whispers, he's just like, "I'm Groot."
But all right. Well, also, honestly, I think this show is going to be the epitome of mediocre, and it's just. I really don't.
It is completely depressing.
I really wish it wasn't going to be an IMAX, but I guess we have no choice.
Like the quality doesn't even look like it's up to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
No, not even that. That's not even that much better.
Exactly.
And if the current rumors are true that it's like an asinine amount of money that's being spent on this, then
I mean, just to turn it into IMAX, I think it costs a lot of money for the effects.
I think Marvel just pocketed the money. I don't even think they used IMAX for this because it looks like garbage.
I mean, honestly,
the effects look like Smallville.
IMAX is just going to highlight all the shit effects. It doesn't make any sense.
Smallville season 1 level effects.
Ooh, that's dirty.
Ooh, James.
That's dirty.
James, you got some enemies.
I mean, he said season 1 was like an excuse.
I mean, I love Smallville. I'm just talking about the special. Smallville's a TV show. That's what I expect. Not so good special effects TV show from 2004.
But this is an IMAX, dude. Like, they should have been on the P's and Q's.
I feel so fucked with this show because, like, not only did you fuck us over by not giving us an Inhumans movie, which I would argue the Inhumans should have been a movie.
Yeah, and if you can make Guardians of the Galaxy out of nowhere, they could have, if they really wanted to, they could have made Inhumans amazing.
Because, like, I feel really fucking fucked on this because it's like, dude, you should have just made it a fucking movie. They have to live on the moon, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah.
You cannot afford the budget to make this work for TV. And don't give me some shit like, well, Flash works, because Flash's CG isn't the best at sometimes either. So it's like, I honestly feel like the Inhumans should have been a big spectacle, and they didn't take it seriously. They were like, well, let's just put them on fucking TV, I guess.
But if they were in the movies, then they would have to fit into the MCU.
Not really. They live on the moon. It could be like the Guardians of the Galaxy.
And I mean, like, they could have been in Infinity for like 5 minutes if they really needed to be.
Just Black Bolt. I don't see the reason for any other ones being in Infinity. But still,
I look at it like, God, this is so fucking bad. It's like, dude, Guardians of the Galaxy, you did that movie, and it worked just fine. If you put in a Humans movie out, it would have worked just fine. People would have went to see it because it's Marvel by this point. Yeah. They have the credibility. But now I just feel like Marvel's putting this out because they're like, well, we got to compete with Fox's Gifted this fall. We need something.
You have to compete with yourselves.
We need something, We don't have the X-Men rights, but, we can do the Inhumans.
It's like, you guys still like the Inhumans, right? Right?
But that's the thing. I do like the Inhumans, and I feel like the Inhumans could have made for a great fucking movie if the effects were there, if it was taken seriously. I see, like, Medusa's costume, and I see the hair, and I'm like, God damn it, guys. Like, I honestly think, like, puppetry for the hair would have looked better than the CGI shit.
Like, no, because here's the thing. I wouldn't be, like, even if the CGI was crap, I would have been less pissed off about the CGI for Medusa's hair if Medusa's hair was always moving. If they made the effort to always make her hair moving,
no, because
I would have left it alone.
You get the complaints that people had with Enchantress always dancing in Suicide Squad.
You mean her belly dancing?
Yes.
I'm belly dancing.
See, you're one of those people. Stop it.
I mean, hey, the reason why I hate on the belly dancing is because Enchantress doesn't belly dance. That's why it annoys me.
You're part of the problem.
As a big Suicide Squad fan, I hate that they're trying to make her belly dance, and I'm like, stop it.
You're part of the problem, James.
What you mean, pray fail?
God, they couldn't even get Black Bolt's suit right. It's like, fuck, man.
No, his suit was correct, and you just mad he doesn't have the mask.
Yes, because they're too afraid to do the fucking mask.
Yeah, but see,
I mean, they never go full blown.
Yeah,
costume. They never.
Why wouldn't they do the mask though? Everybody else has their full blown costume.
Because I feel like if they told that actor, look, we don't want you to talk, we barely want you to emote, we want you just to wear this suit and this mask and shut the fuck up.
He's not even getting any exposure. You know, he's an actor. That's what he.
But
you know.
Here's the thing. Whenever people say that, it's all about screen time for the actors. I point back to Carl Urban as Dredd in 2012. This man's got no.
Yes, but Carl Urban was able to talk in that movie, whereas this dude doesn't talk at all.
You should know what you're signing up for. That's the character. I mean,
I said the same thing when Ryan Reynolds, officially said he's gonna play Deadpool. I'm just like, he's Ryan Reynolds. Like, women find him attractive. Like, how are we gonna have a whole movie and not show his face?
But then he owned it. That's the thing.
Yeah, but then we saw his face half the movie anyway. So.
Yeah.
No, but they allowed him to have the ugly as fuck skin condition like in the comics. So I was like, okay, that's fine, whatever. Speaking of someone that can't change for their character, Deadpool.
All right, I guess it's time. We've been dancing around.
No, but I just want to say something real quick on Inhumans. Triton looks ass.
Oh yeah, Triton looks horrible.
Wait. Are you telling me that we're not doing anything else? We're just gonna go straight into that shit.
I can talk about something else like related to Marvel TV beforehand. Triton looks horrible. But speaking of Marvel TV, this past week I was able to team up with Netflix for be able to see a special screening of the first 4 episodes of Defenders, and oh boy, this show looks mighty tasty.
Wait, did you ask them to cancel it like I told you to?
Wait, why would I have to ask them to cancel it?
Because it's not the Defenders.
Shut up. Okay, Carlos, you need to get over this. You need to get over this. Just because it's not Doctor Strange, Hulk, Surfer, and Namor does not mean they're not the Defenders.
They're not a comic book coinciding with it right now. So
literally, there's even been an entire team where that entire lineup was on that said team. The only added person was Strange. So you're not gonna get Cumberbatch on TV, my dude. You need to let it go. I'm sorry.
I can't, though. They should have just called it something different.
Anywho, I was able to sit down and watch the first 4 episodes of this show, and I can't give too much away, but I will let y'all ask a few questions, and I will give a slight a slight little opinionated thing here. This show looks good. Like, they took every problem I had with Iron Fist, fixed him, and made him slightly compelling. They made sure not to include too much from Luke Cage. They gave us Misty, they gave us Mike Coulter, and then they gave Mike Danny to bounce off of, and it made him more compelling, and he wasn't wearing his I have to be the defender of Harlem on his sleeve like a little punk. He actually is really Luke Cage this time. And then you got Jessica and Daredevil, who are still performing as beautifully as they always do. So this show just looks bomb. Like, oh my gosh. Like,
doesn't comic books. Also, I seem to remember you saying that he was Luke Cage after you saw all of season 1.
No, I said he was Luke Cage all the way up to a certain point. And like, even when he went to the
he was like never Luke Cage, man.
I disagree with that.
I did see one clip in the previews where he kind of seemed like Luke Cage. I forget what he said, but he said something smart to Iron Fist, and it sounded like Luke Cage to me for a second.
Oh, dude, especially when he's in the show, and then there's a point where Sigourney Weaver's in like all confronting all of them, and she tries to step up to Luke, and he's like, I don't think we've been properly met yet, and he just goes, and we not going to, and just turns away from her, and then she just walks away. I'm like, there you go.
Yeah, unless you go and give me Kari Payton or Terry Crews, get the fuck out.
Why would you get Kari Payton's skinny black ass as Luke Cage up in here?
I mean, for the voice.
No, dude, Kari Payton only played Luke Cage once in Ultimate Alliance 2. Why would you call him?
And it was bomb.
you have more of a chance to getting the dude from Ultimate Alliance 1 who sounded a lot better as Luke Cage than that. Anywho,
We need Terry Crews up in this. That's what we need.
Anywho, much like the other Netflix shows, this one had a slow burn for one episode. It was kind of funny. They played with us. They gave us the thought of, oh, we're gonna have another slow burn, and then it was just like, psych, straight into action, straight into goodness, and I was like, oh, y'all thought y'all was clever. And it was really good. I'm not gonna lie. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 in my review because it's only half of 8 episodes. So I'll probably give it a full out of 10 review once I see the other 4 episodes. But from what I saw, I am very hopeful for this. I feel like if they just keep it as tight as they have it going, I will probably give this a 9 out of 10 on release because it was good. And shout out to my girl Elektra because she went from average to below average in season 2 of Daredevil to actually really compelling in her premiere on Defenders. And this is not a spoiler. Netflix cannot hit me with a lawsuit over this because she has been in almost all the trailers so far. So I can speak on this.
James, I need you to go back after this video is done. I need you to edit in like a C where it's like the video was pulled due to copyright.
No, fam, no. But no, like for real. Like I'm glad I can't get caught for this. Not like caught up on this because I won't say everything that occurs, but Elektra is back. Elektra is actually a good actress this time. It's like after season 2 of Daredevil, she went and took some more acting classes and stepped her game up.
I didn't think she was that bad.
I thought she was average. I thought she wasn't totally Elektra. Like, she was better than Jennifer Gardner, but she wasn't totally there yet. And now she's there. She played vulnerable and really good Elektra, and then really badass Elektra, and it was really good.
Did you watch G.I. Joe Retaliation? Of course she can act.
And anywho, boy, don't talk about that movie in my presence. But
the effed up part was that she actually looked more like Elektra in that movie than
she did. She did.
Well, no, see now she looks totally like Elektra, and it's like, But what questions do y'all have about these first 4 episodes?
How do I get this show to get canceled?
Stop it.
Well, it's a good question.
For real, what do y'all have any questions about?
What about Luke's acting chops? Did he seem like he was more?
I thought he was a little better. There was a funny scene when he's getting out of jail, which also is not a spoiler. It's in the friggin' images. He's getting out of jail.
It's in the trailer, dude.
Yeah, it's in the trailer too, so I'm good.
Stick literally calls him the con.
Yeah, like he's getting out of jail. I feel like the opening scene of Defenders with Luke was like one of my favorite scenes because of how like he went from being dead ass serious to actually kind of comical, and it was really cool. And then there's a side character moment.
Oh, so you mean everything that I wanted from the first season of Luke Cage?
Yes. Actually,
oh yeah,
yes.
that's because that sounds like Luke Cage.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Like when you see it, like you kind of grin a little bit because of how he jokes a little bit. But then I swear, my man, not even 2 minutes, this dude gets off the bus to get back to Harlem, and the minute he looks at her, she says, "Let's get coffee," and I'm like, "Dang it!" It was so
jumping in dick first, I see.
It was so blatant too, and it was like, did you need to do that? But then like you let it go after that. But that was like the only like slightly spoiler thing that I'm gonna say because like it's not really like spoiling.
All right. Here's my question. This
right,
will probably get the video taken down. Does my man reunite with his long lost first love, his yellow tea?
Who?
His yellow tea.
Oh no! Dude, the minute he shows up in Harlem and after he gets some coffee, he puts the yellow shirt on.
All right, 10 out of 10 right there.
Like half, but then like the minute the sun goes down and during the night scenes and it's all cold outside, he puts the hoodie back on over the yellow shirt.
Where did Danny go to Kunlun? What happened with that?
Danny goes to.
Well, Danny went to Kunlun at the very end of the last episode and
it wasn't there.
Yeah, and wasn't there, and that the hand seemingly got there before him.
Yeah, and then now the entire opening of the show is him trying to find the hand, which he gets back from doing it in the trailer. So yeah, but honestly, I feel like Danny is a lot better. Almost like he got some acting classes too. So I'm feeling better about him, especially when like it's kind of forced, but they have one of those "I'm a poor black kid, you're a rich white kid" scenes, and it's like you want to hit them for it, but then the way they do it, especially for a naive quote unquote 20-year-old kid like Danny, it works.
You know what my problem is with that? It probably would work if it was the real Luke Cage and he was a poor black kid. The Luke Cage from that series, he's not a poor black kid from Harlem. I don't know. He had. It was a church kid or something like that, right? He was a cop.
He was a poor church kid. He wasn't even a cop in the series.
He was a cop in that series.
No, he wasn't a cop in the Netflix show. He was a guy, a regular guy.
Didn't they say he got like locked up? Like he was an ex-cop or something like that?
No, he got locked up because he got caught up in the same drug stuff that Diamondback was doing.
I thought he was an ex-cop too.
They totally took the cop stuff out of the equation in the show.
Okay.
Which kind of pissed me off.
I have time to look into it right now.
Yeah, I think he was a cop in the show. He's not actually. He was a gang member in the comics.
Yeah, that's correct. He was.
That's what it was. They flipped it around. That's what it was.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have my mediums reversed. That's what it was.
Take your L.
I'll take my L. They made him a cop in the show, which was different from the comics. That's what it was.
And I mean, Iron Fist and Luke have always had that relationship in the comics, so I'm okay with it, I guess.
Yeah, and the way they do it at first, how like they're so against each other because of the shot to the jaw that Luke took in the trailer, and then they start coming together after Luke gets smart with Danny. I was like, there you go.
Who would you say is the team leader?
At this point, Stick. At this point, Stick is the leader.
Nick Fury.
Stick is the Nick Fury of the whole team.
What I need to know is if I'm getting a Heroes for Hire show out of this.
You're not going to get a Heroes for Hire show. No, Carlos. Here's the thing.
I'm not interested.
No, Carlos. Listen. You're not getting until after Luke Cage season 2. You're not getting a Heroes for Hire show. But I feel like if after Luke Cage season 2 and Danny gets a couple guest spots in there, you'll get a Heroes for Hire show. Because what is it, Ronald?
I don't know. I was gonna say, do you think there's gonna be a lot of guest spots at the Defenders? Like, do you think they're just gonna be popping up on each other's shows for the next season?
I feel like that, especially with the dichotomy of Danny and Luke. I feel like it'd be a detriment not to. But I don't know about Jessica and Daredevil, but I know Luke and Danny will definitely have a couple team ups in their shows. That's how I feel about this.
Heroes for Hire.
You know I would kill for some Heroes for Hire. It's one of my favorite comics. But at this point, I feel like this show is like in 4 episodes they got me all the way up to when the Avengers do that iconic circle scene in the middle of Manhattan in 4 episodes. Whereas I thought it was going to take all 8 episodes just to get that. We got it in 4, and it was like, holy crap! You guys stopped screwing around and actually did something real. And
James, you want something that's going to impress you?
What?
They ain't never going to meet the Avengers.
I mean, to be fair, like the chemistry between the 4 of these dudes and this chick are almost better. Actually, they are better than the Avengers. I'll be straight up with you on that. I'll be straight up with you. I'll be straight up with you on it. I'm not even gonna lie because
you're fucking nuts.
Zane,
nah, for real.
The breeze is down. The breeze is down.
For real. I put it in my review, Ronald. You read it in my review. I blatantly said their chemistry is better than the Avengers because of how like they're totally from different.
I thought Netflix paid you to say that. So
nah,
the breeze is down.
If Netflix is paying me, I wouldn't even be here right now, my man. But no, like. Honestly, the chemistry that just instantly sparks, whereas like in the first Avengers movie, it felt forced. It was like, okay, I see what you're doing. And like, they took the time in the first episode to show you where every character was at in the beginning of the show. Whereas in Avengers, it was, okay, you need to get here, just so we can have y'all team up. Whereas here, it felt natural. It took time to develop it. And I'm like, that's what I like.
You mean they were all utilized? You mean they were all recruited, you mean?
What you mean?
In the first Avengers movie, everybody was recruited. I don't know why you said that you need to go here and you need to go here.
Well, no, like the only 2 characters that got a little bit of development in the first Avengers movie, for me at least, was Iron Man and Cap. Everybody else, it was like, you need to get your ass here, you need to get your ass here, just so we can have y'all team up. Everyone else, it was just like, y'all need to just be here. Whereas in the Defenders, it was like, okay, you got here because this occurred, you got here because this occurred, and now you're gonna have real chemistry to team up. And it was like, okay, this is nice, this is real nice. Also,
You're agree to disagree on this one. I'm sure you're going to take some flack on that, but
I'll take flack on that. But honestly,
you'll take your L's.
No, I'm not taking an L. I'll take some disagreements because I agree with. I love this. Honestly, the best two characters out of the main cast for this were Daredevil and Luke. Because Luke's growing.
Really, Luke, not Jessica?
No, Jessica was good, and like Jessica had her moment in episode 4, but what Luke's little struggle he goes through in episode 3 was really good, and it was really powerful, and like a couple different reviewers had the same opinion as me. Like as sad as it is, even Grace Randolph agreed with me on this, that. In episode 3, you're gonna want to cry, and you're gonna be like, oh shit, like it was really good. But Luke was really good, and then in Daredevil being so resistant, and then when he found Elektra, it was like, oh man. But yeah, it was really good, and I'm giving it a 3.5 out of 5, and I'm probably going to end up giving it a 9. If they keep the momentum, they can easily screw this up, and if they screw it up, I'm going to be mad. But if it goes well the rest of the way, it will be an amazing show. That's where I'm going to leave that at.
Yeah, we're going to need to advise some new management, Zane.
Oh my gosh, stop it. All right, well, let's move on here.
I mean, this is being recorded, so like after everybody else sees it, we're going to come back to this, and if, you know,
oh yeah, we'll definitely
wrong.
in a couple weeks after it airs, and we'll definitely.
You
lie.
Yeah, you'll get destroyed, man.
I'm okay with that, but I stand by this show. The first 4 episodes, I'm very confident in my thoughts on this. It was really good. But let's move on here into the next topic. So this past week with Marvel, there's been some tomfoolery going on. So what day was it? Let me pull up the tweet. Let me find the tweet real quick. I think it was last week in general, but I can't find it in front of me. One of the editors at Marvel for Star Wars took a bunch of her girl coworkers out for milkshakes. And
wait, her? This was a she?
Yeah, yes. One of the like she literally is one of the editors for the Star Wars comics. She took a bunch of her female coworkers out for milkshakes, and she posted a picture of it on social media, on Twitter, and a bunch of different idiot trolls were hopping.
Who don't read comics.
Some of them do read comics, and it was some bullcrap. But a bunch of them were hopping down her throat and being trolls, talking about, oh, all you women are the reasons why SJW Marvel exists, and all Marvel's all shit now because of you guys, and then a couple of people even made rape jokes and stuff like that on the Twitter. It was some crazy stuff. And
disgusting.
It got to a point where now Marvel, after a couple of watching different videos and different opinions, and even a video from a YouTuber who was a part of the trolling, and their opinion behind their base of doing it makes sense, but attacking the woman for the cause of Marvel is a problem.
Different opinions, and their opinion makes sense. Please explain.
Okay. Because not them trolling that does not make sense, but their opinion of why they do it makes sense. Because they're saying that, oh, SJW Marvel and all this other nonsense about how Marvel comics are horrible, and then there was all these rumors about Marvel hiring these women just so they can fill a quota for causing more diversity in comics, and that's their big reason for trolling these women for no justified reason. when they were just getting milkshakes. There was no reason for it. It was literally these women going out for milkshakes.
I'm pretty sure the ratio of men to women for the Marvel staff is pretty. It's still way more men than women.
It's still way more men than women. Like DC's numbers are still pretty skewed. So the fact that literally all these women were just going out for milkshakes and then they got attacked was still really bad. But then at the same time, even though they're being idiot trolls, they're trying to justify it by saying your company is the reason why we're trolling you, not your existence in the company. It's like, what are you doing?
Okay. Well, first off, I would ask, who's in charge of what divisions? Who are you personally attacking?
They don't even know.
Well, they're attacking they're attacking the tweet on a female editor on Star Wars, and then
but here's the thing: you're attacking a female editor on Star Wars, the Star Wars division of Marvel. Star Wars, to my opinion, in Marvel right now, doesn't even have any SJW bullshit.
I mean, Dr. Aphra is a woman, so they can make the justification of that.
Yeah, but that's not really SJW bullshit. You can't really prove that.
Yeah.
There's always been female characters in the Star Wars universe. That's fine. It's not the same as, if it were a legitimate, like, Joe Quesada or someone who's up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These are just random women who are working for the Star Wars division of Marvel. To my knowledge, they wouldn't even have any involvement in Marvel.
Well, I don't think it was just like the woman who put the tweet out was part of Star Wars, but it wasn't just that. So, I feel like there was different parts of Marvel.
I think they just saw a group of women and they saw Marvel and they said, "Oh, women are the reason for
pretty much
all of the changes that I don't like in comic books that I don't read."
Like, you're gonna do something like this, you got to look more into it, man. You got to do the research. If you want to attack
it's the internet. When do people look into anything? They go for headlines.
For me, it's like if you want to attack the executive person of Marvel's creative decisions and shit lately, then figure out who that is.
Yeah, I finally found her Twitter. Like, her name is Heather Anto. She literally is the editor for Dr. Aphra. So it's like, really?
But here's the thing. Don't just attack any random editor. If I got a problem with Marvel as a company, I'll take it up with Joe Quesada. I'm not going to take it up with some person who's just working there and doing their job.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Not a writer, but an editor.
It's like, God, dude, if you're going to go for Marvel, go for the higher ups. Don't just go for... Well, I think it comes down to they went for the women because they're easier prey.
Yeah,
and that's a fucked up mentality.
And now to counteract all of this, Marvel, all the female workers at Marvel, and even the male workers at Marvel, and then even DC has gotten involved with pushing this giant hashtag of "Make Mine Milkshake" because the girls got attacked while getting milkshakes, and now
that's where that's from.
That was some awesome support. I didn't see that coming from DC.
Yeah, even DC hopped in this, so it's while I love the support for this cause, I feel like they're kind of going overboard over some trolling, and it's like you wanna.
I mean, that kind of trolling has to stop, though, man. It's like,
I agree, but it's like, why throw this big of a fit over some trolling? I
mean, first off, it's good publicity.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, my only issue with it is that it's called "Make Mine Milkshake." That's a dumb fucking.
Well,
name.
They took it from how
Make
Marvel. Make Mine Marvel.
I understand the name. I just think it's stupid. But yeah, I kind of agree with Ronald. You can't. My bad. Or I guess James. My bad. You can't control trolls. You're not going to be able to control or stop trolling. It's always going to be a thing. People like to get all up in arms whenever actors get threatened for playing characters or saying stupid shit over social media. But that's just the time and day and age we live in. You can't control that. You can say anything over the internet and nothing is going to be done to you because
I mean, there was a few people who were all like, oh, I like to bang that, and they were making different stupid rape jokes and stuff like that. But it's
rape jokes aren't cool. But the main chick, she was kind of attractive.
Yeah, but it's like the rape jokes were really going overboard. But then on top of that, that's the only justification I have for this giant snowball of a campaign. Whereas originally, just some people giving you SJW hate. Nah, fam, this is doing a little too much. Granted, the publicity's awesome.
We can all agree that this was an extreme. It was an extreme that did not need to be taken. It did not need to happen. I don't think it could have been avoided on anyone's part because the women were just going out to drink drinks. That's fine. I think the internet needs to calm down. But again, you can't really fucking buy a shot collar for the internet.
I wish.
So it is cool that Marvel and DC are showing support, but at the same time, people are going to troll it when they want to troll. And that may sound cynical, but you can't really do anything about that.
Yeah, like Marvel freaking called the army to fight this trolling attack, and I'm like, dude, you even called
like I said, it's good publicity. Remember what is it? Who was it? Mockingbird.
Oh, the Mockingbird incident. Oh my gosh!
And then people were saying, "Oh, SJW this, that, this," and then people showed up in support, and the trade sold out.
The trade was sold the frick out. It was bad.
That's what I'm saying. So
I wasn't a big fan of the series, but
but Mockingbird was SJW bullshit though. So
to some extent, yeah.
Yeah, it was going.
I'm not gonna say that because I didn't read it.
You agree, James? You agreed that
no,
you hated
because here's
what
the
they
thing.
did with Mockingbird.
Here's the thing. Mockingbird went from being a really good S.H.I.E.L.D. agent who was married to Hawkeye and all this stuff, to Marvel trying to make her own character, and then a blatant women writer going so far to make her a feminist standpoint, to having her shirt on the front cover say, "Ask me about my feminist agenda." Why did you need to do that?
That's what happens a lot of times. The writer's opinion or politics show through.
Well, like that's here's the thing. It's like we'll get to this in a minute, but it's like the domino thing.
And then
it's like they purposely were
said,
trying to start a fight. Like there was no need for it.
It's like, honestly, my biggest issue with that was the writer was simply trying to push her own agenda.
Yeah.
I always have a problem with
there's like a market for that agenda, and like James said, it's not like Mockingbird was a huge character prior, and when it's like that, you can kind of develop the character more in any kind of way you want.
It's similar to the whole X-Men topic where that fucking artist put all that fucking art.
Dude.
Put that.
That's not the same thing. It's not the
same thing.
It is a little bit because you are pushing an agenda. They're different types of agendas, but it's the same kind of thing.
Yeah, I can agree with Carlos a little bit on that, but at the same time, I feel like this was done specifically for Mockingbird was done specifically for shock value, whereas the Arnie and Seoff thought he was slick and tried to slide it in. Nobody would notice.
Justifying him. I'm not doing that at all. I'm just saying it's the same situation to me. Granted, the SJW one, there's no harm, no foul in that, other than, why the fuck did you do that? Are you stupid? Do you want to get attacked? Yeah. With the other one, it's like, that's.
I mean, maybe that's the kind of people she wanted to support the book. So
Well,
feminist.
This is a weird justification, but look at Secret Empire. We know it's a giant Trump allegory, but they're not blatantly saying this. Captain America is freaking Trump. They're not painting it in giant letters. Whereas that literally, Mockingbird, literally, her shirt said, "Ask me about my feminist agenda." There's a smart way to have your politics in your comic, and there's a dumb way to do it.
Exactly. And I was gonna say, she may have a specific market, and that's fine and all. But what if I want to get into the comic book and I'm not in that specific market? Shit like that would turn me off because I'm not about having super strong political messages in your book. If they're subtle, then okay. But if you're beating me over the head with it, I'm just gonna lose interest. I read comic books for escapism. I don't need all this real world shit in my comics.
Yeah, here's another comparison. It's like how
Crew?
Captain America.
The Crew?
Yeah, I'm about to do it, actually. I'm about to do it. It's like how Captain America Sam Wilson had a clever thing with the AmeriCops trying to do the police brutality thing, but then the crew was like, no, we're literally going to throw the black revolutionary movement into the front to the point that the entire network of black superheroes are connected because of one black man back in the day. And I'm like, did you need to do that? Did you need to pull even Black Panther? If it was Luke Cage or something who was the leader of this, I'd sympathize with that. But you're saying no, Black Panther, the guy who's always been primarily focused on Wakanda.
Coates off of all these books,
Coates needs to leave. Coates needs to stop.
Yeah, they need Coates gone.
Coates needs to freaking leave. I'm hoping with Legacy and them bringing Claw back, they're trying to get back to the program, but Coates just needs to leave.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, it's just James told me that issue was all about them fighting the police, and I was like, "What the fuck does this have to do with a superhero and all black?"
And they tried to rewrite Storm's entire history and say that her dad was from Harlem, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? It's just, it's so frustrating. But no,
writers use characters to further their own personal agendas and political opinions, and I can't stand that shit.
Yeah,
you know?
it's like as much people give hate to Nick Spencer, that man knew how to write the story to the point that like it's been very compelling. And we'll even move into this topic, but we'll end the last topic by saying the girl shouldn't have been attacked by the stupid trolls, but at the same time, Marvel kind of like has snowballed this into a giant controversy for no reason.
Honestly,
it's good. Like I said, it's good publicity though.
Yeah, it's good publicity.
If I were in that position, dude, I would expect this kind of shit. You know?
Yeah.
I'm always surprised whenever like people get all broken up about this. Is like that's the line of work you're in. You're gonna get that kind of attention, and that's horrible. But
yeah, it's like
it's
when they made Flash Thompson like Guatemalan. Like they should have briefed that kid that he was going to get death threats, but they didn't. They let him take
fucking
it.
Shit that was gonna happen.
Like they let him take it and then make a big incident about it on social media.
You not only change the race of a character who's been formally established for like the last 50 years as white, you fundamentally altered his core as a character.
And then you didn't tell him to be prepared.
He's not even the same fucking character. And they were just like, oh yeah.
But that kind of character couldn't possibly exist in today's world, you know, especially not in the school that Peter's in.
Yeah, but I even talked about it in our review of Homecoming. I blatantly said, if you really wanted to make him Guatemalan and have him be like the new aged All-American, have him play football, have him play a sport.
There's no football in a specialized high school for smart kids.
But it didn't need to be a specialized school because that's another thing they took from Miles
Yes,
Morales.
it did need to be that one. It'd be a specialized school because if I live in New York. If you're a genius kid in New York, you go to a specialized school. All our high schools, we take applications to apply for our different high schools. Like that's how it is.
He didn't
high
need
schools is like college.
But the thing is, though, Peter was always just smarter for his age, and he was in a normal like public high school. That's the thing. They took that from Peter, and like
that was in 1960. Because that's the last time we seen him. If they were to redo Spider-Man right now, he'd be in a specialized high school.
I kind of agree to disagree on that one because I don't feel like
except they did that in Ultimate Spider-Man, yet he was still in a normal high school.
That's true. That's true. You have a point there.
Ultimate Spider-Man was still like 15 years ago almost.
No, it was about
2000, 17 years ago.
Yeah. Still, the high school aspect is still present until.
And I mean, you can't tell me there's not public high schools in New York.
Death,
come on, you can't tell me there's not like regular public high schools in New York entirely. You know,
no, there are.
So it's like
you have to apply to high school, like college.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And like honestly, with the whole Flash Thompson thing, though, I was just kind of like, did he really have to be Flash Thompson? You know, you didn't have to make him Flash.
And
Thompson.
I mean,
even
I agree with that. He didn't have to be Flash Thompson. I agree with that. He didn't have.
Could have been a new character, and I'd have been fine with it.
Yeah.
But like in the reviews,
you want to know the funny thing?
What?
Yeah.
Is that in the Amazing Spider-Man series, that was a specialized high school.
Yeah, he's right. He's right.
No, I was gonna say.
Yeah. So there you go, and they had a proper Flash Thompson there. Curious how that works.
In our review, Zane says like he was in high school and they were still jocks, and that was like 5 years ago. So it's like, yeah, I mean,
he's right.
It's still a crowd that exists. It's still a relevant thing. I mean, I realize that you don't just because Flash can be a jock doesn't mean you got to make him a stereotype. But at the same time, he can still be a jock.
And plus the entire idea that Tom Holland went through and said, "Oh, I don't like the bully character. Bullies are a bad thing," and then they toned down freaking Flash Thompson to just being a wisecracking dude.
I don't think typical jocks exist anymore. Like when I was younger, like kids got bullied for being smart. That doesn't even happen anymore. Kids don't get bullied for being smart anymore. It's cool now.
There still is bullying. Again, things change.
I mean, there's bullying just because bullying, but it's not you're getting bullied because you get good grades. It doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, regardless, I feel like
it's not because of good grades. It's you get bullied because people view you as the weird kid. That's what happens.
I'll just say it's not the majority of the reason anymore. There are different reasons, but there are still stereotypes in school. You still have your weird kids. You still have your outcasts. You still have your punk rock kids. You still have your jocks. You still have your IQ. I mean, dude, I just graduated high school like 2 years ago, and you still have these types of crowds.
Fair enough.
It's not completely ridiculous.
You graduated high school 2 years ago. You got it. You win.
You want to know what's funny? I just looked it up again, and the school in Amazing Spider-Man was Midtown Science High School.
Wow. All right. Well,
so there you go.
Well, let's
specialized, and they had basketball there. Wow, amazing.
I'm surprised you're fighting for Homecoming. I thought you loved that movie.
No, see, I don't love Homecoming. I said it was a good movie. I even gave it an 8 at the end of the day. But let's move on now. Moving into the Secret Empire topic of this entire discussion, issue 7 came out a week and a half ago, and
Wait, how many issues are in this series?
There's going to be 10 plus an Omega issue.
Ooh.
To the point.
See, unless you're Watchmen, I don't usually buy more than like 6 issues for events.
Yeah, and they purposely added the 10th issue and the Omega issue, and now they've done so much with it that we're starting to cascade into the next event because Generations came out this week. Marvel,
but Marvel isn't doing any other events for at least 2 or 3 years.
I know. They said 18 months, but apparently they lied about that. But Venomverse is about to happen anyway, so they're lying about that shit anyway. But anywho, Secret Empire #7 came out this past week, and Miles Morales decided that, you know what, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of everyone looking at me weird ever since we saw Ulysses' dumb vision in Civil War 2. I'm tired of denying my destiny. I'm going to go to the Capitol building, and I'm going to face Captain America. And he goes...
Wait, but let me ask you as a Miles fan, isn't that completely out of character?
I mean... That's not.
It sounds like it to me, anyway.
I mean, like out of character to do what? To go face Captain America, or like
Miles just be like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna live up to my destiny." I don't know.
I mean, it's a different. He's being forced against different stuff. Like there's a whole situation going on. It's like a whole event. You know,
there was literally like everybody
Captain
got
America
shown
is like,
that he was going to kill
the world. You know, so you know.
Okay, whatever. Just curious question for thought.
All right, and then he goes to the Capitol building, and he finds out that Captain America's already waiting for him because because Captain America's like, I knew this day was going to come sooner or later, and we already tried to have this whole mess at the end of Civil War 2, but then Captain Marvel and Iron Man stopped us. But let's have this discussion now. And then Black Widow tries to go in and stop him from killing Captain America. But then right as Captain America takes his first swing at Miles, she pushes Miles out of the way and gets her freaking head chopped in. And ooh.
No. Now, I think that was kind of out of character.
That was totally out of character.
I think that was out of character. I think that Black Widow should have went for the kill.
Yeah, Black Widow should have went for the kill, and Black Widow was trying so hard to make it... what's funny is, Black Widow was trying so hard to make the champions assassins, that way they could kill Captain America and all of Hydra, and then 2 issues later, she's like, no, Miles, I don't want you to be a killer. We're not gonna have that vision come true. And it's like, you just totally, like, went backwards on your entire concept, Spencer. What are you doing?
Okay, well, who was writing Champions?
It wasn't Champions. It was in Secret Empire that she decided that.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, that's just poor writing. That's basically just plot armor or plot convenience, however you want to chalk it up.
I mean, he kind of set it up because like they made Miles seem like, you know, Cap is ruining everything, and I'm supposed to be the one to stop him. So I guess that's what he had in his mind. And he's like, "Fuck it, if I gotta kill Cap, I gotta kill Cap. I don't want blood on my hands, but if I'm the one that stops this, I'm gonna stop it."
Yeah, and
I guess when she got down to it, I mean, she was talking about the Red Room, and then there was the thing with Nadia being in the Red Room. She didn't want to see Miles, you know, get stained himself. So
yeah,
I mean, honestly, the bigger controversy isn't even the way it's written; it's the fact that you just killed off your most
frontwards female
Why
character.
Why do people keep talking about killing? Nothing matters. Just get the cube.
But literally, her death doesn't even matter. She's going to
said it in that issue. The Punisher said it. That Cap, all these deaths that don't matter. Cap is going to bring everybody back with the cube. Nothing just matters.
Especially because she's already going to be an Iceman in Marvel Legacy. They're bringing the original champions of Hercules, Angel, Black Widow, and Iceman back together in his comic. So her death means nothing. We already know this.
Here's the thing, though, James. For people that don't read comics, this is going to be a big fucking deal.
Oh, it's already a big deal. People are flipping the frick out.
Remember when Secret Empire came out and no one fucking read it, but everyone was burning the fucking issues?
Yep. and then they killed Rick Jones, and it's just...
I feel like people are still going to flip about this because no one is... Well, for those people who aren't reading it, I mean, they're going to be like, oh, God, they killed Black Widow. What the fuck, Marvel?
and then in November, when she's back in comics, they'll be like, oh, never mind.
Side note: the Spider-Man book is really, really good.
What, Miles right now?
No, I haven't read the last issue of Miles. Something about Peter actually.
Oh, Spectacular.
Doc Ock, yeah, Spock, the new Spock, Hydra Spock.
Oh yeah, I love freaking Doctor Octopus as an agent of Hydra, dude. It's freaking hilarious.
Wait,
He's destroying Peter right now. He's destroying him.
Where is this from? Spectacular Spidey?
No,
Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
Issues
But I mean, like
28, 29, 30.
I still remember back when Thor was announced to be a female in Marvel Comics, and people were flipping about what this meant for the movies.
I mean, everyone thought that Natalie Portman was going to come in.
It's not going to affect your stupid movies. They don't understand that. They just see headlines.
That's the thing. Until Natalie Portman, that's the thing. Until Natalie Portman came out and said she wasn't coming back, like they were almost beta testing the idea that once Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth want to leave, just bringing in Anthony Mackie and Natalie Portman to lead the Avengers. So it was the original thought, but then Natalie Portman said no.
James, they were baiting the idea of an Emma Stone Spider-Gwen film too. Didn't happen, did it?
That would have been nice.
I mean, that would have been successful.
That would have been successful as all get out.
I'm not saying it would have been good. I'm saying it would have been successful.
Yes. I thought you didn't like Spider-Gwen, James.
No, I love Spider-Gwen. I hate Gwenpool. There's a difference. Gwenpool is horrible.
We talked about this. You said you hate Spider-Gwen.
No, I said I love Spider-Gwen. I hate Gwenpool.
You're a fucking liar.
Stop it.
You really are.
No, Gwenpool is the worst thing that ever happened in Marvel Comics. I swear that.
Like, I remember even saying, how could you hate Spider-Gwen? She's basically like Flashpoint Batman. You were like, oh.
No, I said I hate Gwenpool. Get your flashbacks right. But no, I think them killing Black Widow is the worst thing they could ever do, and then they're gonna just ruin it by having her just come back at the end of the year, and it's gonna be.
They killed Bucky, man.
They killed Bucky. They killed Rick Jones, and it's like, what are you doing?
Rick, no!
Dude, I was so depressed when Rick died. I was like, what's going on?
Why do you guys keep pretending that you like Rick Jones?
I always loved Rick Jones, actually. Like, when he became Abomination, I was like, yes, we can get some real guns in here.
90s Incredible Hulk series, and when he became A-Bomb, I was like, that's fucking... And then James loved him in Hulk Agents of Smash.
No, I hate that. I hate Seth Green being freaking A-Bomb. Forget that. Forget that.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like with Black Widow, it would have been fine if it wasn't already revealed that she was coming back.
Yeah, like the minute she died, I looked at the solicitations and was like, wait, is she gonna be an Iceman? Like
I said, everybody's coming back. I'm excited for a couple of books post.
I'm excited for Falcon. I'm excited for a lot of things coming up in Legacy.
Which ones, Ronald?
The Cap book, Mark Waid and Sam Neill. That should be good because their Black Widow was really good.
That's tasty.
Okay.
And 2 Legacy titles. I read the Hulk one. It was decent. I wouldn't recommend it, but it was okay. It was the Generations Hulk. It was decent.
Yeah, it was good. It's just if you're not reading, like if you were not a big Hulk fan, you won't be into it.
He said it was decent. He wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah. For like non Hulk fans.
Yeah, and but I'm excited for Spider-Man. Of course, Spider-Man is good going on right now. It's really good.
It was not. No, it was so bad.
You didn't like Spider-Man 1?
No, I like the first Spider-Man, but Spider-Man 2 was like...
Spider-Man 2 ¡1. You didn't like it.
Continuity was so whack. Nothing makes sense.
Oh, the continuity, I wrote an article about that. The continuity is off, but that's Bendis, and that's Secret Wars throwing everything off.
Oh yeah, like
there's a lot of stuff.
The interaction was great.
I think everything is going to be explained eventually, you know what I mean? Because Bendis, he's been writing Jessica Jones, and he's been talking about, the incursions and doppelgangers and stuff like that. Like this stuff, I actually put an article about it. It's called Spider-Man 2, Death, Cheeseburgers, and Taxes or something like that. Something real like that.
Everything's going to be explained eventually. Sounds like what I told James from this Iron Man, but his bitch ass.
Stop it. We're not going there. Stop that. But, no, see... I'm okay with how good Spider-Man was because of the interactions between Peter and Miles. But then, here's the thing. If they were going to do Spider-Man 2, they should have did it right when Miles came to this universe. Now, it means nothing. And especially with Secret Empire going on and all this other stuff, it means nothing to me.
They should, we wanted it for so long. Just to end the Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man #1, there were so many theories about who Miles really was in the 616 and stuff like that, and then when he actually came to 616, that was my whole question the entire time. It's like, where's 616 Miles? Is there a 616 Miles? Like, I don't know. Like I said, Bendis is supposed to explain it all. It should be all resolved by the end of Spider-Man 2.
Like, at the end of Secret Wars, they could have just acted like it didn't happen.
Yeah, they act like it didn't happen, and then the Spider-Man 1, the first issue of Miles Morales' Spider-Man after Secret Wars, it seemed like that was his first time meeting Pete. It was really, really weird.
Yeah, it was weird. I didn't know how I felt about that when I picked it up. All right, but now I feel like it's time to talk about. Actually, no. I got one more thing. We'll move over to DC because there wasn't really a whole lot of DC news this week.
Wait,
I read a good
address
DC book. The Jack Kirby book. The
New God special.
The New God special.
It was
really
so
awesome.
good.
It was really,
I haven't
really
read
good.
it, but I like the artwork. I'm very interested.
Yeah, Walter Simonson did the artwork. It looks really, really throwback. To Jack Kirby.
It
was a great tribute.
Yeah.
Were we going to quickly address the whole Fantastic Four thing that happened today?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that, but I was going to go over to DC for a minute.
It's a good thing that someone's given Jack Kirby some love. We sure know Marvel ain't. Although, to be fair, Disney gave him a Hall of Fame award or something.
Yeah, that was Marvel's one thing. They gave him a Hall of Fame award, but now DC's literally doing all this New God stuff in tribute of Jack Kirby.
I cannot wait for Tom King's Miracle Man.
But no, I wanted to go over to DC for a minute because a couple days ago we got a reveal of the lenticular cover for the Oz Effect this past week. And the Oz Effect is going to be part of the big Doomsday Clock stuff coming this fall and this winter for the big reveal of DC Rebirth. And spoilers for anybody who didn't look at this dang cover or doesn't want to look at the cover, might want to fast forward the podcast a little bit. Probably about 5-10 minutes, if not more. But we're going to talk about how in the Part 2 lenticular cover of issue 988, there is part of the lenticular cover is Jor-El and Lara of Krypton, Superman's parents, sending him off in the spaceship. But then once the spaceship launches and Krypton's falling apart, Jor-El gets teleported away by Dr. Manhattan. And
wait, say that again?
When Clark's spaceship launches from Krypton and he's baby Clark is flying into space and Jor-El and Lara are standing there as Krypton falls apart, Dr. Manhattan teleports Jor-El away from the dying Krypton.
You know what this sounds like?
What?
Sounds like Dragon Ball Z, man.
What you mean?
Like that movie where they stopped Bardock from being killed by Frieza. And then sent him back in time to fight the other Frieza's ancestor or something like that, and he went Super Saiyan. I don't like that. I don't like this idea. I don't like that at all.
The rumor is now that since we know that Jor-El is alive, the rumor is that Jor-El has been Mr. Oz this entire time.
I don't buy it. But James, let me hear you say that word again. Lenticular?
Lenticular.
That is a nice word.
It's an interesting word. I've never heard it before. That's why I was asking.
Well, it's the holographic cover.
No, I just called them the 3D covers. I didn't know they had an official name.
Yeah, I just say holographic, like Pokemon cards.
Yeah, they're lenticular. But no, I'm really interested in this now. I've only been reading Superman in action off and on for when the important stuff comes up. But now that this is happening, I'm like, more.
Guys, I don't know if you read it because I fell off on Justice League because it wasn't that good. What's up with the latest issue?
I guess we can talk about that. I read it because I was going to review it, but then I was like, nah.
I was like, no one's to be honest.
Apparently, in Justice League, the new issue. In fact, let me just pull up the panel, the comic real quick. It was August 9th? No, it was the 8th delivery. That's the second delivery. Apparently in Justice League number 26, basically they're doing what Next Avengers Heroes of Tomorrow did with the way off future Avenger kids like Black Panther's kid and Captain America's kid.
So the Justice League is getting it on with each other? They don't even have that many females.
Well, that's the thing. We have apparently they haven't said it yet, but it looks like Jonathan Kent wearing Wonder Woman's cape and having her lasso while also being Superman's kid. I don't know.
He's already Superman and Lois's kid. What's going to happen is Lois going to die.
I don't get it. But
you just Avengers Next Heroes of Tomorrow.
Yeah, that's basically what they're doing. They're doing the Next Avengers thing.
Gross.
We have Aquaman's daughter, which is really weird. We have these twins.
Well, at least Aquaman's got Mera. That makes some sense.
Yeah, they're married.
We
it's
have,
like official.
we have these twin boy and girl Green Lanterns that use they use Yellow Lantern and Red Lantern energy, even though they have Green Lantern clothing on, which is really weird.
Not really, because when you combine red light and yellow light, you get green. So
What?
that makes sense. But anywho, we have Cyborg, who has a daughter, which makes no living sense.
Didn't Cyborg get his man parts back?
No, I don't know.
That was the thing that was
Cyborg's
happening. I fell off that
now.
book too.
Cyborg,
he's got a robo extension. He's fine.
I'm still reading Cyborg, but nothing makes sense. But anyway,
I remember at one point he was getting his body back, like pieces of it.
No, he wasn't getting his body back. In the current DC Rebirth comic, he just keeps like flipping his cybernetic parts inside of him and making it so he looks human, which just looks freaking weird. But and then we have Barry Allen, who has a daughter, which is, even though everyone always says that him and Iris have twins, but whatever. Apparently they're doing.
Yeah, they talked about it in
they're literally just doing Next Avengers Heroes of Tomorrow, where in a post-apocalyptic future, all of these Justice League kids go back into the, like, they're trying to save their world, so they go back in time to kill the Justice League. That way it'll erase themselves, but also save their world. And it's like, what the hell is going on?
LGC will take, because Next Avengers Heroes of Tomorrow.
I mean, Justice League has been an L since Rebirth.
Oh, it's the whole Justice League comic has been just it's been horrible.
Yeah, since Rebirth. Yeah,
it's literally the one.
They need to get Hitch off there, man. Yeah.
Hitch is leaving at the end of the year.
The only reason Justice League is still around is because it's the Justice League.
It's Justice League. You can't cancel Justice League.
Yeah, but even Justice League of America is trash. There's not a single Justice League book right now that's even good.
But the rest of Rebirth is so great. Like, that's the singles. I mean,
yeah,
so many Rebirth books are great. So I don't know why Justice League of all books sucks. You know,
I haven't written Justice League at all because I just
Suicide Squad is better than Justice League, for crying out loud.
I was looking forward to the Justice League versus the Justice League Dark, but that might be it.
No, that's not what it is. It's the Trinity versus the Magic Trinity.
Oh,
Justice League Power Rangers is better than Justice League.
It is.
Speaking of which, Carlos, the next issue comes out next week.
Yes. But I mean, like, honestly though, this is a bad idea just from you saying it's based off of Next Avengers. You should never use it as a template.
But speaking of DC using things as templates, did you guys talk about the Terrifics book?
Oh, I'm so excited! I mentioned it at our Comic-Con podcast, but I didn't realize what they were doing. But see, Jeff Lemire is the one writing the Terrifics, and the entire thought process.
He's still writing Thanos at Marvel too.
No, he's leaving Thanos. He's leaving Thanos. He's leaving Thanos, and he's writing Bloodshot for Valiant, and he's doing the Terrifics for DC. And for the Terrifics, if you look at the cast of the Terrifics, we have Plastic Man who stretches, we have Metamorpho who has different rock parts of him, we have Phantom Girl who can turn invisible, and then we have a really smart guy out of Mr. Terrific. What does that sound like to you, Carlos?
Say that again.
We have Plastic Man who can stretch, we have Phantom Girl who can turn invisible, we have a smart man out of Mr. Terrific, and we have and also Plastic Man's a little bit of a hothead, and we have what did I miss? And we have Metamorpho, who's like basically a Rocky type of character. What does that all sound like to you?
Hold up a second. Did you just underestimate Plastic Man's powers by just saying, "Oh yeah, he stretches"?
Well, no, I'm making a correlation.
Plastic Man is God tier.
No,
Honestly,
Carlos, what does that lineup sound like to you?
It sounds like Plastic Man and his bitches. That's what it sounds like.
No, Carlos, for real. What does that sound like to you?
Plastic Man and his amazing bitches.
Seriously.
Carlos, James, for real. Like, I'm being dead ass.
James, read Tom Taylor's Plastic Man and Injustice.
Carlos, be serious. For real. I'm making a correlation. What does that lineup sound like to you?
it sounds like the superior Fantastic Four. Because
exactly. It sounds like the Fantastic Four.
No, you forgot the superior.
No,
superior
shut up. It sounds like Jeff Lemire when he was at Marvel had a really good pitch for Fantastic Four, and then when Marvel said F that, he went to DC and was like, "Can I write this?" And it was like, "Sure, here's some characters you can write that with." And now we're gonna get a Fantastic Four book.
My boy Patrick O'Brien back. The God tier is back. I'm gonna have to read this one. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm so excited for this. Like Ronald, what you think about this Fantastic Four book? I mean, it's terrific.
I'm down for Lemire almost all the time, and it's good to see Mr. Terrific in anything.
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't know much about Phantom Girl. I know she's like a Legion.
Yeah, right. And Legion's coming back. Yeah.
I'm just wondering how all those characters are gonna like well together. Like the thing about Fantastic Four is so great that they're a family. These characters, I don't know how well they know each other and how they're gonna interact with each other, but I'm sure Lemire is gonna make it work. So I'm excited. I'm a big F4 guy. I love the Thing. I think he's top 5 greatest characters of all time. So yeah, I'm excited. I hope it's good.
Yes.
But yeah, James, I'm just gonna comment on one thing. The actor from Arrow actually commented on this thing being a thing. Who plays Mr. Terrific?
See, here's the thing. I wouldn't even be mad at that dude who plays Mr. Terrific if his name literally was actually Michael Holt, but it's Curtis Holt. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I wouldn't even care about the fact that you wanted to make him gay in a different universe if you would have made him Michael Holt. And it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, he says he's gonna pick it up. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool, I guess. But yo, Plas man's coming back. My man Plas.
All right, but anyway, I feel like I feel like this Jor-El stuff in the Oz effect is going to be really cool. If he ends up being Mr. Oz, that'd be pretty cool to find out, and having him be an antagonist for Superman would be pretty dope.
I'm gonna just say this.
I think it'd be stupid. I'm sick of all the Supermans fighting Supermans.
No, I'm gonna say one thing. So long as them bringing Jor-El and having him have some closure with Clark is more satisfying than Bruce meeting Thomas, I'm down.
Stop it.
No, that was whack and you know it.
Stop
Let's
it.
bring Thomas back for one fucking issue and kill him off. No, fuck you.
Stop it. Stop it.
It's like he literally like came in and said, "Stop being Batman."
But he did though, and it was nice.
No, it was not nice.
That was stupid.
Thomas was all like, I feel like I have more lines than this. Oh, no, I die in script. Okay. Don't you want me to do anything else for this? Oh, no, okay. I guess I'll just die in a stupid fucking fashion. James, he literally died by running towards the light.
Pretty much. Because he went out like a badass. He was like, I'm going to go out fighting. Ah.
No, he went out like a bitch. I would have preferred you just not bring him back at all.
Stop it, Carlos.
Because
Carlos, here's the thing. You're more mad about the Thomas Wayne thing. I'm more mad about them cock-teasing Jay Garrick. That's what I'm more worried about.
Yeah, but I'm not mad about Jay Garrick because we don't need Jay Garrick right now. We have a bunch of speedsters.
Shut your mouth.
We have too many speedsters right now, dude.
We have the exact same amount of speedsters we had before, especially because Bart Allen isn't in this universe.
James. We have Barry. We have 2 Kid Flashes. We have Godspeed. Hell, we just got Thawne back. We don't need Jay Garrick right now.
Bro, when we were in Premium 52, we had Barry, we had Wally, we had Bart, we had Jesse Quick, we had Barry's kids, we had Max Mercury, we had Jay Garrick. We can handle one more damn Flash.
See, but here's the thing. You're talking about this from a perspective of you want to see the character back. I'm talking at it from a perspective of Jay Garrick cannot do anything for the Flash's story right now.
I'm not saying for Flash. I'm saying for JSA, the comic we all know is coming.
Oh, well, then what you bitching about? You know he's going to be in JSA.
But what the question is when, because they could have just had the JSA come in right after the button, but then they were like Barry, and then they were like bye. I'm like, no, you can't do that.
James, if you're going to do JSA, I want you to do it right. That means don't rush it. Take your time. It'll happen.
You mean bringing God Johnson do a part 2 to his amazing JSA run from 2007? Yeah, you're right. Because that book was
phenomenal. And not to mention, those covers were just beautiful.
That Alex Ross art was so beautiful.
That Alex Ross covers,
dude, that issue 1 is my phone background right now. Like, oh my gosh.
What was issue 1 again?
The one where, like, when everyone's around the round table.
Oh, I love the issue that has I think it's fucking, I don't remember right now. Captain Midnight?
Dr. Midnight?
Dr. Midnight, yeah. Fuck, dude.
But yeah, man. I just love the whole thing with this whole Rebirth as a whole has been so good except for a few flaws. like Justice League.
And I care more about the fucking JSA than I do the Legion of Superheroes, so bring it on.
Oh yeah, I'll take JSA over Legion. As much of a Legion fan I am.
I'm amazed that you said
No,
that.
see, fam, as much as I am a Legion fan, I will always take freaking JSA over Legion. I'm sorry.
Well, Rebirth did tease the Legion coming back, so we know they're coming. You know, it's just a matter.
I mean,
of
I get
when.
both, so I don't care. As long as I get both, I don't care.
Fair enough.
All right, but let's move on to the piece de la resistance of the evening.
Wait, James, aren't you gonna?
Yeah, Hickman.
Oh, the
Aren't you
Hickman
gonna-
thing. Oh yeah, you're right. Let me flip over that. I gotta pull up the article. Okay, so Zane, do you want to talk about this? That way, I don't have to for once.
I mean, you're the one that like was so. I guess what's the word?
Adamant.
Yeah, adamant. I guess. Like you're so adamant about it being because of the whole rights thing. So I guess it's kind of up to you.
I mean, you did share it in the group chat though. First, Zane.
Yeah, Zane, this
Yeah,
is your article.
I
Zane.
shared it. I literally shared it and I said, "Well then," and no one said anything.
Well, no, because
I mean,
I was asleep when it came up, so this is on you, fam.
I didn't say anything because I was crying into my Thing action figure that I had from like the 2005 movie.
But no, see, Zane, why don't you introduce it and I'll talk about it? Why don't you talk about it for a sec?
Well, I can't remember what's the dude's name? Jonathan Hickman.
What's
Yeah, he
his
said that,
name?
like,
Fuck
well,
God.
he-
That's his
he-
name.
he-
Fuck God.
God.
He basically confirmed that Marvel canceled the Fantastic Four comics over the film rights.
I told you, bitches. I told you. I told all of you.
That Marvel was like,
Basically,
sales
because
were
Fox-
low.
Basically, it was because Fox didn't want to play ball, and Marvel was like, "Oh, okay, we'll just cancel it then."
But see, here's the thing. It doesn't matter about if Fantastic Four has low sales. It does not matter. Fantastic Four has always had mediocre to low sales. No matter what you talk about. Even during Hickman's run, it had low sales. So when you tell me that, oh, we're going to cancel Fantastic Four because of low sales, but stuff like Gwenpool still exists? Nah, fam. Bump that. There is no way.
You know why I believe them? Because they didn't cancel X-Men. So I believe
because the thing was, they knew if they fully canceled X-Men, they would have gotten riots. Whereas with them canceling Fantastic Four, only got them a little bit of a riot. They knew with X-Men, they would have lost everything.
Man. I mean,
a little bit of a riot because the Fantastic Four were closed off in a way that made it so you couldn't really be mad.
yeah, it was a beautiful send-off.
Yeah.
Reed, Sue, Valerie, and Franklin all went to basically the end of the universe to fix everything, and Johnny and fucking Ben stayed behind, which I thought was really cool. And not to mention, they're still using Fantastic Four characters in the universe.
Yeah, Infamous Iron Man has been great too.
Thank you. Yes, they're using Doctor Doom, the Thing, the Human Torch, Galactus. They even used a couple of Fantastic Four B-listers in Infamous Iron Man, and they're using the Maker too. So it's not like Marvel just said, "Fuck
because
everything."
here's the thing. Here's the thing, Carlos. I don't think Marvel cares about the Fantastic Four. I think Bendis cares about the Fantastic Four, because if you notice, except for Johnny being in Uncanny Avengers,
Humans,
and Uncanny Avengers, and Johnny and
Galactus.
and Galactus being in Ultimates. The only mentions of the Fantastic Four are in Bendis' books, Infamous and Jessica Jones, where Jessica Jones comments and says, "Oh, the world hasn't been the same since the Fantastic Four left." Other than that, nobody's saying shit about the Fantastic Four. Only Bendis cares about the Fantastic Four over at Marvel. And the reason why he's getting away with it is because he's Bendis. If Marvel loses Bendis, they lose everything. And they'll
never lose Bendis, because Bendis is Miles, and Miles is,
their cash
so
cow.
Bendis is there for life, yeah.
So until they know if they try to mess with Bendis saying stuff about the Fantastic Four, they will lose him. So they're just like, yeah, man, you can write what you want, you can do whatever, it don't matter.
Infamous Iron Man has been great though, so I don't really mind.
So it's getting canceled. So I'm gonna kill myself.
Hell,
it's getting canceled.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you not notice with the legacy numbering that Infamous Iron Man is not on there? And in the first cover of Invincible Iron Man, Dooms got pushed over into Riri's book.
Oh no, that sucks.
Well, you took it better than I did.
And I maintain that Riri is a better villain than hero.
Stop.
I don't know.
Stop
I haven't been reading.
She is.
My daughter does.
You know it. You know it,
Stop
James.
it. Stop it. Stop it.
My biggest problem with Marvel right now is people keep saying social justice warrior, this and that. It's they have too many fucking books, and if they had less books, the good books would get seen, and they would not get canceled. Infamous Iron Man, Black Bolt.
Funny?
There's so many great books Marvel has, but they have so many fucking books in general. They have like 100 fucking books.
It's too many books and bad stories. It has nothing like Zane. I know
don't
what you're gonna say.
They have bad stories because if you have so many stories, some of them are bound to be bad.
Exactly.
Bad.
Like, that's what the main people who actually read comics like concurrently and not cherry pick and do stupid shit. It's people who go on to Comixology or go to their comic book shop every week and pick up like a stack of books and are fully into the culture. Who say Marvel's not sucking because they're having diverse characters. They're sucking because they have too many books and they have horrible stories. I guarantee that if America and Riri would have been better introduced and better stories overall, nobody would have said shit. But now it's like, oh, they're SJW stuff and all this other shit. It's like, if they would have been done with better stories and Marvel didn't have over 100 books, Comic-Con and Diamond's numbers say that they have over 100 books in June put out in the market. Over 100 titles. Not books, titles. That is ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. I said 100. I was joking. Like that's ridiculous. That makes no sense.
They had 111 titles last month put out over the course of a month.
I mean, and then Riri, I think Bendis forced that, introducing her that way. He forced that, but America, she's a great character. Just the writer sucks ass.
Yes.
Yes.
The writer sucks ass. I love America Ultimates and all that stuff.
We gave it an 8 out of 10, James.
What did you say, Carlos?
I said, despite us giving it an 8 out of 10, James.
Okay, just because one of our reviewers liked it doesn't mean like everyone has the same opinion. I maintain the fact that as a website we can have differing opinions. So shut up, Carlos.
Dude, no one's taking that book seriously.
Well, yeah, because the fact that the writer keeps screwing around and taking too long to introduce different storylines, but they keep jumping around.
I tried.
Dude, I keep on mentioning that books like the books you don't see from Marvel, like Infamous Iron Man or Ultimates or even Thanos.
Black Bolt. Black Bolt is awesome.
Black Bolt's amazing right now.
Moon Knight's been awesome. There's been a lot of great stories that are more so under the fucking level that you don't really see a lot of it.
And that's what I'm saying. If it were so many books, people would see those stories. Oh,
but don't you care about Fool Killer? Don't you care about that Fool Killer book that everyone knows about?
Damn it! Fuck up, James. I'm trying to have a moment.
Well, no, I'm making a point. Like, there's so many books like Fool Killer and Night Thrasher that no one cares that they're just on the shelf for no reason.
I'm gonna say it. Fool Killer and Bullseye did not need to be a thing. Fuck, dude. Every character from Daredevil did not need their own series.
Well, Kingpin's book is good, so I don't want to hear about
Kingpin and Elektra have been.
I just about to say that I know some people that like the Kingpin book. So
Elektra and Bullseye, but Kingpin was good.
They were fine, but I don't need like every Daredevil character. Like you're gonna be telling me next, fucking Karen Page is getting her own book. It's like, god damn it, who the fuck?
I mean,
I'd read a
Karen
Page.
Hellcat had her own book for a while. So.
Dude, it's like, God, man. There's all the good titles are the ones getting shifted to the back, and all the bad ones are the ones getting all the press and marketing. And it's like, Marvel, learn how to better market your shit. Learn how to market everything. I feel like Marvel's only giving attention to like the PC, SJW diverse characters, and that's what my biggest problem is.
And hell, everyone's saying for the last issue of Miss Marvel that even Miss Marvel's starting to lack in story. So it's like you're not even caring about your SJW titles that we're like claiming, but it's just like you're even not even fully supporting your diverse titles. So it's like you're not even going anywhere from that standpoint. So they're kind of just sucking on every regard right now, and it sucks, dude.
The fact that Marvel is canceling fucking Infamous Iron Man and Ultimate makes me feel like I just got to jump full ship over the GC.
And I feel like you can't cancel Ultimates because it's like an intricate part of the entire universe story. And if that book isn't going on, we don't know what the hell is going on in the universe. Exactly. Like, what book is telling what's going on?
I mean, we got Guardians.
The grand scheme. Fuck the Guardians.
Ultimates is not working because Ultimates is straight up Marvel Cosmic. Guardians
is so beautiful.
That's what I love. I mean, hopefully, I know Dan Slide is writing Surfer. Maybe he could pick up some of the stuff in there.
Man, Dan Slide can't even handle writing Spider-Man concurrently.
Wait,
Spider-Man right now is good, and his entire Surfer run has been amazing.
I haven't read any of his Surfer stuff. I thought it ended.
The Surfer art was just bad, so I can't even pick it up.
I love Mike Allred on Surfer because it's weird, it's trippy, and it fits. It fits the Surfer in my opinion.
Because that artist can only work on iZombie. Other than that, I don't like his art. I can't do it.
I'll agree with James on this. I've not been a big fan of the art either, but granted, I do need to sit my ass down and just read it because I like the character a lot. So it's like, yeah.
Dan Slott's Silver Surfer is the best love story in comics right now.
I still say Tom King's Vision was better.
You reminded me, Ronald. Silver Surfer, another Fantastic Four character that is still around in the universe, James. So clearly, the Four ain't going anywhere. Well, at least the characters from the Fantastic Four. And as long as you got characters from the Fantastic Four, there's always a chance, buddy.
Until they announce that Bendis is writing a Fantastic Four book, I don't care.
No, James, I got it. Marvel will make a Doctor Doom series, but it won't be Infamous Iron Man when the movie comes out. There you go.
Boy.
I'd like to see Bendis write Fantastic Four after reading his Infamous.
Honestly, I would too, but I mean, Bendis is too busy doing like 10 to 11 other Marvel projects.
I mean, right now, the only things he's having right now are Defenders, Jessica,
Miles,
Riri, and Doom.
That's six. That's six books.
Well, but then he's dropping an Infamous in October.
I mean, he might be doing indie stuff that we're not even paying attention to too. So
yeah,
dude, the man work schedule is crowded. James, he's got no time.
What's up, Zane? I'm
just going to refer to a previous video that I watched and say that Brian Michael Bendis needs to take a break.
Anyway.
He just needs to stop. He just needs to stop.
No, they need to. No, because here's the thing.
He's hot right now.
No, because here's the thing. Bendis.
I mean, Civil War 2 sucked, but he's hot right now. He's not. I don't
he's hot right now, but his work is getting more and more mediocre.
No, because here's the thing. Hold on. I'm gonna be the middleman here before we have a war on our hands.
Brian Michael Bendis, motherfucker.
Oh, okay.
Anywho, Bendis only cares about books that only puts full effort of his writing into books he cares about. Defenders, Jessica, and Miles, and Doom have been god tier. Riri is lacking.
Oh, wait. Back up. Did you just say Doom is god tier?
Yes, I will admit that Doom is god tier.
I need to get this on record. Give me a moment.
It's recording right now, Carlos. It's on record.
No.
Okay.
Set up your recording software and like James, when you're editing this, cut that piece out and just make a whole video on just that.
No, because here's the thing.
Doom is god.
Because here's the thing, Carlos. I've gone back and read Infamous Iron Man. I don't want it in my pull list because I don't have the space for it. But actually, no, if it was still going, I'd pick it up. But no, I don't have that time in my pull list. But Miles, Doom, Jessica Jones, which has been flipping amazing, and the new Defenders book have been god tier. But
okay,
Riri,
so James,
I
can use them in Ultimate Alliance now, and also,
fam.
It's not an apology.
What you saying?
That's not an apology. I said I can use them in Alliance now.
Right.
I'm waiting to hear you're right, Carlos. I was wrong.
No. Anywho, that comment, Zane, of saying that Bendis needs to quit is false, because as long as Bendis is writing things that he cares about, he's fine. Like Civil War 2, you knew he didn't care about it because he rehashed the idea from House of M of having a random, nobody, a casual character be important, Layla Miller in House of M, but then you had Ulysses in Civil War 2, same thing. The entire idea of half the stuff, half of it being just talking, House of M, Civil War 2, it just, everything was so correlated that it was just like he doesn't care.
Being a dick the entire comic book.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I said Captain Marvel was a dick the entire comic book.
Yeah, Captain Marvel was so soulless. It was so obvious that Bendis did not care.
She feels so bad now in Secret Empire. She's repenting. This is all my fault. You didn't write it, this bitch.
I love how in Ultimates they just brush over that entirely, and I'm like, good. Take me back to the Carol Danvers that I actually gave a shit about.
Yeah, her in Ultimates is amazing, but then in her solo book, it's just I don't care about you.
So, James, did you really just say that Riri is not god tier?
No, I said Riri is average. Riri is
wow. So you're admitting that Doom is a better series than Riri too. I need to get that on record as well.
Anywho, moving.
Wait a minute. You said Riri's average, even though you stopped reading completely after 3 issues.
I told you it was average. I told you it's just not my kind of book.
The guy that defended Riri being Iron Man over Doom being Iron Man, and now
because as much as I don't like that Doom is Iron Man, I love Doom as a character, so I'm going to support the book.
Oh, you love Doom as a character now. That's a first.
I've always loved Doom as a character. I think Magneto
Who
is
does not love Doom though?
Yeah, I've always told you I love Doom as a character.
James C. Portis, because he was backing up Riri over Dr. Doom.
No, I said that I would prefer. Like,
I just think that Bendis rushed her in there, man. Bendis said, I did Miles. I think he said I did Miles. I can do this again. You know, I think that's what he did.
Because I stick by my statement before that if Riri would have had a better introduction into the universe, Riri would be fine as a character.
Better introduction? This bitch had no introduction.
Exactly.
Existed.
Exactly. If Riri would have been brought in more professionally and not Marvel just trying to make an SJW stunt, Riri could have been a great prodigy character, almost like a Batman Beyond type character for Iron Man.
I hate to break it to you, James. She's just not all that interesting as a character.
She's not all that interesting. Did you read the comic?
I read, I think the first issue?
The first 3 issues made me care about her, but at the same time, I was just like, I don't want it in my pull list, so I took it out.
They made you care about her so much you dropped it.
I just didn't want to read it because I have other things that took priority. Right. Sorry.
Okay.
I mean, it was really cool how she started getting more involved in her studies because both her dads, her first dad and then her stepdad, both got killed randomly in shootings, and her best friend got killed in a shooting. So she threw herself into learning more. It was really cool. But anywho,
Zane, so you get this right? James says that he cared about Riri and that her first 3 issues were interesting, yet he's not supporting it. But he's supporting Dr. Doom.
I'm not supporting it because I don't have the.
You just said you'll be supporting it, but it's not going on your pull list.
Yeah, I support Riri, but it's not on my pull list.
Oh God,
I say it's a good comic.
Next topic. Next topic. You taking L's here. You're taking too many L's. The breeze is down. Next topic.
I don't understand what you're saying, but whatever. Moving on. It's finally time to talk about this entire incident that's been going on the past week with Deadpool.
Ooh!
Oh my gosh. Okay, so a few months back, it was announced that Zazie Beetz was going to play iconic X-Men character Domino.
Iconic.
Yeah, Rob Liefeld creator. It's one of the best X-Force characters there is, fam.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say X-Men. I'd say X-Force.
Okay, exactly.
Okay, fine. X-Force characters. One of the most iconic X-Force characters was being played by Zazie Beetz.
Yeah, and then we saw the concept art get leaked, and we were all like,
yeah, well, the concept art had her with no identical features that made her similar to Domino, besides that her eye had some pigment discoloration. Whereas the entire purpose of Domino's characteristics, besides her mutant power of always being lucky, is that her mutation gives her horrible discoloration. The big issue we at Shoot the Breeze Comics have had since this woman has been announced is that without her pigment having a full discoloration similar to Domino, she is just an African American woman. And with this announcement, we have now been proven correct that Fox did not care about the character because the only thing they did was give her a little bit of vitiligo around her eye. And that is the worst part of this entire endeavor.
You know what this
I've seen birthmarks like that.
That's it.
You know what reminds me, James?
What?
Kind of reminds me of an X-Men Origins where Fox decided to give Deadpool the black eye patches because they thought that would make him identical to the comic book character. Remember that shit?
But then you shut his mouth and made him freaking like Baraka.
Remember that shit where they did one thing and they were all like, yeah, he's Deadpool. Right, guys? Right? It's like, no. No, not at all. My Deadpool doesn't shoot laser beams and have 6-inch blades come out of his arms. What the fuck?
It's Fox. They don't care.
Because I've stuck by it before.
Ryan fucking Reynolds signed off to this shit. He fucking put it on his Instagram, and I thought he was a big fan of the character, and he cares so much about Deadpool. He fucking went on about how he personally had to fucking fight to get that first movie made, and now he's like, oh yeah, Domino's black, whatever.
And we've even said it before, we have no problem with her being African American, but you had the chance to make something groundbreaking with her character, but then you just was like, we'll give her a little bit of vitiligo around her eye, and it's like, really?
I mean, the biggest issue I have is I don't mind an African American actress playing the character so long as she's willing to compromise to play the character right. She clearly wasn't. Look at Zoe Saldana as Gamora. They made that bitch green. Even though she's black.
They literally made her green.
Because that's the comic book character.
Well, that's an MCU film, not a Fox film. So
No, but I'm saying Zoe Saldana. I'm sure if she really wanted, she could have been like, I don't want to be green. Do I have to?
no, she couldn't because she's not that popular. Well, she wasn't that popular before then.
It's debatable. Look, my point
She wasn't
is,
that popular before then.
Yeah.
at least in that movie, they made her green. You know, you could argue Mantis wasn't green in Guardians 2, but Mantis is a little different because she at least looks somewhat like her comic book counterpart.
I agree with that.
There is nothing recognizable about this Domino. Nothing at all. She looks like fucking Misty Knight.
She literally looks like Misty Knight with the white eye. That's all she is. It sucks.
Even her fucking skin tight leather suit is fucking terrible.
And like, there was the best example made. The other day.
Like Whitney Houston from The Bodyguard.
Wow, that was a bad joke. But there was a great correlate, like a meme made the other day of them having the comic book of Valkyrie and the comic book Domino, and then Zendaya from Spider-Man: Homecoming shooting laser beams at them, and them making both characters African American.
See, but here's the problem with that meme. Zendaya playing Michelle Gonzalez was actually not a bad choice.
Them making her MJ was a bad choice.
Yeah, that was the bad choice. But Zendaya is actually, like, I think half Spanish. So that actually isn't too bad if she would have just played straight up Michelle Gonzalez.
Now, but here's my problem with the memes correlation though. I don't mind you race bending a character. What I have a problem with is
bullshit.
Let me finish. What I have a problem with is when the race bending has everything to do with you having an agenda, and then it impacting the character to a high degree, such as this Domino thing. Whereas with Valkyrie, we've seen in the Thor Ragnarok trailers that she's still part of the Valkyrie squadron, and she rides her Pegasus, and she's still an amazing warrior. And then at the climax of the film, she's going to have her full armor and her dragon sword. She's still Valkyrie. Dragon Fang. Whereas here, she's probably like don't get me wrong, Zazie Beetz might be the best.
Once again, you're comparing an MCU film and a Fox film.
Yeah, which is fair.
You can go back to the first X-Men movies and see how much they care about real characterization. So it's Fox.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll put it into perspective like this, James. You literally backpedaled because I remember you gave me shit about Baron Mordo being casted as a black man, despite the actor having all the credibility in the world to make Mordo an interesting character for once. But you were all like, no, he's black. Race changing any character is not okay. I wasn't
really.
Yeah, because Alicia. See, for a long
and
time.
Now you're telling me it's different.
Okay, I'll take my
Mordo was fucking great.
Yeah, I'll take my L because
his change was awesome. Like
as time goes on, I've been getting
character.
Yeah, the whole reason we started the damn podcast was because I was so upset about the Black Mordo thing. But no, as time goes on, I've been getting more understanding of race bending, but at the same time, there's a core issue in some regards. Like the Danny Iron Fist thing, where they wanted to make him Asian, where he's always been literally a white guy, a rich white guy. And then you want to change him solely because you have a SJW agenda of trying to eliminate the white savior. That's stupid.
Your backpedaling needs to stop. I remember we started the channel for every character matters, and now you're like, well, to an extent.
Well, that's because my entire comic book branching is starting to alter as I go on. So,
God damn it, change you, James.
but here's the thing, I still think that you can somehow like Mordo. He ended up being a good character. Valkyrie will probably still be a great character, but in this regard, you've taken. Is like Domino's entire appearance and thrown it out the window just because you want to have her as an African American. Because I saw some black folks that were like, "Oh, you can't bleach your skin. That'll make her white." And I'm like,
they don't know who the character is.
You don't know who the character is.
That's the black actress.
No, not even the black actress thing. Like you don't know the character.
They could have made her skin white. There's albino black people. I mean, they could have made her like that. And then the thing is, with Domino, that's like a disorder. Like there's a mutation. Her skin is white. I mean. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what it is. When somebody's albino, it's a genetic mutation. So
I mean, Zane even said you could have made her like a bluish color, like in some of the comic books. You'd have to make her straight up pasty white. But I was all like, I mean, I feel like if you take on the role and you're an African American actress and you look at the comic book character, you should be willing to have that appearance. Yeah. You know. And if it's not,
we don't know what happened. We don't know if I doubt because she's not that popular to deny.
And if it's Fox's decision, then they can take L's on this.
I'm pretty sure it was Fox, not her.
I told James straight up, I was like, this movie's now officially dead to me. I have no interest in seeing it. I don't give a fuck
Deadpool,
how good.
And you're going to see it, motherfucker.
You won't see it specifically. You'll see Cable, and you know it.
No. Here's the thing. I don't even.
My problem is Cable is fucking 5'10". That's not going to work for me.
Josh Brolin's all short and stuff.
He's 5'10". It's not going to work. Cable's fucking 6'8".
I don't give a fuck how good Josh Brolin is as Cable. This is a pretty big fucking deal to me. It's just so fucking stupid. You didn't need to do this. How hard would it have been to do just a comic book accurate Domino? How fucking hard? You could have just CGI'd her skin. It didn't have to be pasty white. It could have been any fucking color of whatever. Like Zane said, it could have been blue. Or fuck, dude, I would even offer that you could have just given her like white spots, like legitimate. What's the word?
Vitiligo.
You said it. Yeah, like legitimate vitiligo. But you didn't even fucking do that. You just did a white spot and called it a day. That looks like you did it on Photoshop Editor. No, fuck you.
It is the epitome of fucking lazy. No, yeah. It is. It is the epitome of it. They literally took Zazie Beetz, as she normally looks, put her in a black suit, and colored her eye white. That is literally it.
Yes.
It is nothing like the character of Domino, and people are like, oh, people didn't give a shit about Domino even then, blah, 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 blah. That has no bearing on the fucking argument. It does not matter. It matters about faithfulness to the source material. I don't really give a shit if she was a black actress, whatever. But to do this and not make her look like Domino at all, even with the whole vitiligo on the fucking eye, it's like that's
so many characters they had Fox and they're not true to the character at all. Like look from X-Men 1, look at Rogue. I mean, like it's Fox. It's Fox.
Ronald, he does something funny.
Well,
that's not that's not really an excuse either, because if they can give us a Deadpool, if they can give us a Deadpool that is so on point that
they gave us a Wolverine that was pretty good too.
No,
but
he looks like Deadpool, acts like Deadpool. The costume is fucking spot on, and then they give us this fucking shit for Domino. Are you fucking kidding?
They gave him a skin condition.
They gave us the best iteration of fucking Colossus, and they give us this shit for fucking Domino. Are you fucking kidding me?
He's so bad.
It is bullshit. And like I said, like, oh, people would be complaining, oh yeah, you could have made her white, but then that would be whitewashing, blah 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 blah. It's like, no, it fucking wouldn't, because you could have easily made her that silvery bluish hue that they did in fucking Wolverine and the X-Men, and there you go, boom, fine, it's all good. It does not fucking matter.
Right.
There was a way around it, but to just color the fucking actress's eye white and call it a fucking day is fucking bullshit.
Give it a little paint in your eye, or you'll be alright.
I mean, if like I said,
maybe you guys should just keep complaining. And maybe they'll change it like they did Apocalypse. Who knows?
No. It's like the director just like fucking splooged in her eye and said, "Okay, you're good. Go on set."
I would splooge in her eye.
Honestly,
no. My problem isn't with the actress. I was off put by her casting. I'm like, okay, they have two chances at this. First one, they didn't cast a white actress. Okay, you get one more chance. You make her look like Comic Domino, and they failed both fucking times. Fuck Fox, fuck Deadpool 2, and Ryan Reynolds can eat a fucking dick.
Damn.
Yeah. That's how I'm feeling right now, because, like, Ronald, you want to hear something
because he was so complacent about it that he's, like, fucking proud of it and puts it on his fucking Instagram. Fuck off, dude.
So
seriously, what the fuck is wrong with you?
You want to know something funny, Ronald? You want something funny?
No, yeah, Liefeld approved, thought he was big shoes.
No,
Liefeld was like, I'll prove this. He even did a sketch of it. He even did a sketch. I'm like, fam, no. You know you wrong, Liefeld. You freaking sell out.
Like, hey, Liefeld, how much are they paying you to keep this fucking shit going? Huh?
Sell out.
I was going to say, you know what's funny? Blink was in Days of Future Past, and now she's going to be in Gifted.
No, you want to know what's fucking hilarious? Is that people use Liefeld as saying, oh yeah, the creator approves of it, so yeah, it's all good, right?
Liefeld.
No one give a fuck about Liefeld's opinion for the past 30 fucking years. Who gives a shit now?
I mean, everyone cares about Liefeld now because he brought Youngblood back, so everyone Liefeld thinks
Youngblood fucking sucks.
Yeah, Youngblood sucks, but everyone's like, oh, it's so good, he's back.
Hold on. Just because he approves of this type of shit, you don't use it as like a positive thing, because Liefeld's a fucking moron.
It's like Stan Lee approving Michael B. Jordan. You can't really get nothing out of that.
Not to mention the positive. It's like you're kind of using that as a negative because Liefeld's a fucking idiot.
It's like literally, it's like Stan Lee in his old age approving Michael B. Jordan being a Human Torch. Like you can't really get anything out of that.
He approved of Zendaya as Mary
Yeah, he
Jane
approved
Watson.
of Zendaya being MJ, and then they recanted it too. It's like you can't really justify this kind of stuff.
Okay,
didn't
okay.
really recant-
Honestly, I want to touch upon that thing real quick. I'm so sick of people saying she's not Mary Jane. She's not Mary Jane. I'm sorry, but she is this MCU's version of Mary Jane. Just because she's
Pretty
not
much.
literally Mary Jane does not make her not Mary Jane.
Pretty
She
much.
is straight up MJ. So
Zane,
shut the fuck up.
Zane, it is literally the same thing that Iron Man 3 did with the Mandarin. It is literally the same fucking thing.
Also, I just remembered something.
And then, no, James. And then Marvel did a one-shot called Hail to the King where they tried the backpedal and they were like, oh no, Ben Kingsley isn't the real Mandarin. We got a real Mandarin in this universe. Fuck you. No, you don't.
But see, what was hilarious? What I find ironic is they made Zendaya such a little nerdy character. If we think back here to Ultimate Spider-Man, the comic books, Mary Jane was a very nerdy character too. So the entire correlation is flat out.
They pull from everywhere in Homecoming, so they pull from a lot.
No, you know exactly what it is. They pulled a Robin John Blake. That's exactly what
pulled
they
Robin
did.
John Blake. It's flat out. That's what they did. Like, oh, your real name's Robin. Oh, my friend told me MJ. Same thing.
So they're going to be saying, oh yeah, she's not Mary Jane, but she really is Mary Jane. Wink, wink. It's like that's exactly what the fuck it is. It's like saying, oh yeah, that guy in Dark Knight Rises wasn't actually Robin. He was Robin John Blake. That's a completely different character. No, it's supposed to be a fucking nod at Robin. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But
no one cared that Liz Allen was black, so.
I mean, but she was Spanish.
I
and
did.
spectacular, so
yeah, she was Spanish.
whatever.
Yeah, she was been Spanish before, so it's not that big of a stretch. And plus, here's the thing: I even said in our review, it would have been less of an insult to me if Marvel would have stuck to their guns and just said, yes, Zendaya is going to play an African-American Mary Jane Watson. You would have caught more flack. You would have caught less flack from me if you'd have did that. Because that would have just been like the Mordo thing. If she was really on her P's and Q's and been a good actress, I'd have left her alone because Mordo was a really good actor. But then there's the issue with this where it's just a slap in the face of the character. And that's the problem with that.
Because she's not the same fucking character.
It really is.
She's really not. She has no fucking friends. She's an anti-socialite.
It sounds like the Ultimate version. I mean, all she did was hang with Peter.
A little bit, to an extent, but at the same
she did was hang
time,
with Peter. Her only friend was Peter.
She also likes to lie to her white teacher about how the Washington Monument was built so she can like shame him for being white.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the Washington Monument was built by slaves. No, it actually wasn't. You fucking moron.
well, to be fair, I looked into it. We have no tangible proof that it was.
Yeah.
Considering everything else it's likely that there might have been some involvement.
Yeah. So that wasn't totally incorrect, but it was like they did it specifically to have a white person look stupid joke. And it's like, come on.
No, it was meant to show the white person looking uncomfortable. It's like, our past. It involves slavery. Oops.
The security the security guard did say maybe, because really we don't know. You can't prove it.
All right. Okay, so
moving on.
Yeah, we're moving on, folks. We done beat the horse.
Question.
What?
Were we still talking about Domino, or is that shit done?
We're done. We beat the horse enough.
Yeah,
I didn't need to get.
Zane, is Deadpool 2 dead to you? I'm kind of like, honestly, I'm mixed on it by this point.
It's like, I'm good. I'm not gonna save you. I'm just gonna move on and ignore. Right now, Deadpool 2 is basically me just ignoring Fox and Deadpool now.
All right.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. So.
All right. Well, look, it's time for us to wrap up this show. We have been going here for a long time, and we've gotten some really interesting conversation going. Don't forget to check us out on iTunes and Google Play Store for we actually have new setup for our stuff. But everything on iTunes and the Google Play Store is not just under Shoot the Breeze Comics. If you go to panel on iTunes and the Google Play Store, you will find our podcast as well as our sister podcast, Thought Bubbles, which premiered on shootthebreezecomics.com about a week and a half ago. And what else is there? Splicing thing. But you also check out all of our written reviews and our news reports that come out each and every day on shootthebreezecomics.com, as well as all of our social media, including Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram at ShootTheBreezeC.
Man, you guys do Tumblr too?
Yeah.
We wanted to cover everything. It wasn't like we wanted to cover every base. I'm trying to work on the Reddit thing, but I'm not really good at Reddit. But
Reddit is hard, man.
yeah, Reddit is weird. But Ronald, you are a special guest. You want to tell people where they can find you and all your fun stuff?
www.youdontreadcomics.com. That's right. That's the name. And Facebook, STFU, You Don't Read Comics.
Cool.
And Twitter at We Read Comics.
Cool. Well, thank you for coming on the show. We always love having you. You always bring some interesting conversation. Thanks. It's very nice having you around.
Pretty cool today, yeah.
All right. And Zane, say goodnight.
Yeah, whatever.
Carlos, say goodnight.
Josh Brolin can't save this movie.
All right. We will catch you guys next time here on Panel to Panel. Good night.